Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook. The Super Blue 3 abuse Champa at the start, participate in the power conference. Chapter 41. No. Impossible. My flash shock. You, what the hell are you? Basil was dumbfounded. No. To be precise, he was completely shocked by the overwhelming strength displayed by Majin Buu. He has always been the number one existence in the 9th universe, and he has long been used to being arrogant and domineering. However, the truth gave him a slap in the face. Majin Buu displayed overwhelming combat power far above him. He. A strange smile appeared on Majin Buu's face, and in the next second, he assumed a standard posture. That familiar stance, the ancestral Kamehameha wave. However, the form of energy is different. The pale pink aura surged through Majin Buu's body like a demonic arrogance. At this moment, another mysterious force emerged. Although this force only appeared for a moment, it was still noticed by Birgit. Power of God. Feeling the power of God that suddenly appeared from Majin Buu, Birgit felt a little dreadful about it. The memories in his mind retraced, judging what the remaining part of the divine power in Majin Buu's body was all about. A simple and honest fat man appeared in his mind, the big Supreme Kai. Majin Buu became what he is now because he devoured the great Supreme Kai. The power of God of Supreme Kai still remains in his body, and it can even be said that Supreme Kai has been sleeping in his body. No wonder his power can break through Gai's units, or because of a small part of Supreme Kai's divine power that led to his transformation. If a comprehensive divine power erupts, I don't know how strong it will be. Birgit curious about Majin Buu. This fat man was once predicted to have infinite possibilities. On the ring. Majin Buu's energy has been condensed to the limit state. Along with a roar, a pink energy ray ripped apart the space and ran towards Basil. This huge coercion made Basil unable to move, and could only resist the terrifying energy head-on. Boom! The energy exploded, and there was a harsh roar. The smoke billows, and Basil's whereabouts are unknown. It is possible that it has been bombed into scum. This scene shocked everyone in 9th universe. Third, Bergamo shouted with great concern, to whom Basil was his brother. If he died, he would have to kill the fat man even if he committed a foul. This fat man has such a powerful strength that he is not as good as eating Basil. With a grin, Supreme Kai Luo felt annoyed. The first game, I lost the first game. What a shame. Gods of Destruction Sidra was furious and had an urge to destroy Majin Buu. This time, their 9th universe lost face. Losing the first outpost battle, isn't it expressing that their 9th universe is not as good as the 7th universe? Shut up, I haven't lost yet. With this level of attack, it's impossible to defeat me, Master Basil. From the center of the explosion, Basil roared hysterically. In the thick smoke, Basil's figure appeared. His massive body was covered in exploding wounds, dried up with blood, and covered in wreckage. The breath contrast has dropped by a very large part before. His eyes were bloodshot, and his malicious gaze locked on Fat Buu. My uncle, but I haven't lost yet. Fatty, I just got a little bit of an advantage, don't get too carried away. Basil, who was so embarrassed, didn't want to accept the fate of failure. However, just as he was driving the energy in his body, a tragic scene happened. The side effects of eating the fruit, as well as the damage to the body, broke out at this moment. The side effects appeared, and the indescribable pain caused Basil to collapse instantly. His strong muscles became dry, and his body was whipped around by electric arcs, and he finally returned to his original appearance and fell into a coma. The first outpost ended with Basil's defeat. To be honest, it shocked Birgit, because according to his memory, the fight was not supposed to be like this. Above, the gods couldn't help but let out a sigh of emotion. Of course, the gods are Supreme Kai. For gods of destruction, this power is not enough. Is this the combat power of the 9th universe? Like that guy in Sidra, they're all rubbish. Gods of Destruction Quitella of the 4th universe shook his head with a smile, feeling very disdain for this. He has that arrogant strength. After all, in Gods of Destruction's combat power rankings, his combat power can rank in the top 2. No one can beat him except the Beerus guy. This is also the reason for his arrogance and arrogance. Sometimes, in Gods of Destruction, absolute strength represents the face of a universe. 6th universe here. After seeing Majin Buu's powerful combat power, or get turned to ask Supreme Kai Fawa next to him. According to the level of strength, the demons of our universe should be above this in terms of strength. It's really hard to say, but the difference shouldn't be too big. Foy answered in panic. During the exchange, time passed again for a minute or so. The ring that was destroyed by Majin Buu and Red Wolf Basil was also repaired in a snap of fingers by the mysterious power of the Grand Priest. Not only that, but even the strength and hardness of the ring have been greatly improved. To put it bluntly, this also seems to be the Grand Priest testing the sturdiness of the ring and whether it can support the power competition. With the restoration of the ring, the second match also began. On the 9th universe side, the Red Wolf Basil's big brother, the Yellow Wolf Lavanda, was directly dispatched. On the 7th universe side, there is no doubt that Son Goku's son, Son Gohan, the most powerful single warrior in the Z period. It's a pity that, under the influence of the past few years of study, the single person who used to be the strongest has become a scum who can't rank in the top 3 for combat effectiveness. In terms of combat power, he is even weaker than Lavanda. Of course, without transforming. Players from both sides took their places and looked at each other on the left and right sides of the ring. Son Gohan first politely folded his hands and bowed slightly to Lavanda, and what he got, of course, was Lavanda's mockery. Hehehehe, the people from the 7th universe are quite polite. I just don't know how many rounds you can hold in my hands for a seemingly literate scholar. Don't think you've won, Basil. Think I'm easy to deal with. Son Gohan's respect made Lavanda's attitude extremely arrogant. It's good to be polite, but at times like this, it's obviously not necessary. Moreover, for wolves, your politeness may not be appreciated by the other party. Especially Lavanda, a guy with a lower character, even worse than his younger brother. Come and try, and you'll know. The Yellow Wolf Lavanda's words made Son Gohan's expression straight and put on a fighting stance that he hadn't seen for many years. His expression was much more serious than before, but he had not cultivated for many years, and his combat skills, combat intuition, and his body had all regressed significantly. Against Lavanda, his odds of winning are very low. Gia ha 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 ha, then I have to give it a try. The arrogant Lavanda let out a roar, and the cruel expression showed that he was a very insidious and cunning existence. In just a split second, his legs slammed into force, turning into a cannonball and rushing towards Son Gohan at an astonishing speed. The intensive offensive, which was no weaker than Basil's, fell on Son Gohan like raindrops. Boom, 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 boom. The muffled sound of fisting to the flesh exploded. Ravanda's fierce attack pushed Son Gohan back, and he was forced to defend. In the face of Ravanda's fierce attack, Son Gohan felt the pressure. I thought, let's play it first. The result is overconfidence. I'm still too big. This power is much stronger than I thought. Gritting his teeth, Son Gohan went completely defensive, intending to end the game with one blow when Lavanda showed a fatal flaw. Unlike others, Son Gohan stopped grinding after the Majin Buu battle. Especially his current concept, any battle, as long as you grasp the key points, and decide the winner with one blow at the most critical time. In the end, he lost Saiyan's blood, and he lost the idea of fighting. If it is said that he has been practicing all these years, at least his basic combat power will not decrease too much, and his understanding of combat will not be so straightforward and one-sided. Once the strongest single fighter, is now an ant. If he can still maintain the original mysterious state, let alone a mere yellow-haired wolf, even if the red-haired wolf goes together, he will be able to defeat them in half a minute, right? The battle goes on and on. Ravanda's attack was fierce as a torrential rain, blocking all spaces that could be avoided, causing a continuous and devastating blow to Son Gohan. Although his body is almost rusted and his fighting instinct and tactics have regressed a lot, he is still Son Goku's son after all, with Son Goku's blood flowing in his body, and he was once a strong man. As a member of the fighting nation, Saiyan's characteristics allow him to quickly adapt to the desperate situation, so as to continue to grow and break through the limit. Ravanda's attack was fierce, but Son Gohan could not be taken down for a while. But thanks to the pressure he brought, the blood in Son Gohan's body began to heat up. From the passive defense at the beginning, he slowly began to get used to it, and then fought back. After dozens of rounds of confrontation, Lavanda suddenly exerted force, and his speed and strength increased in an instant. A roundhouse kick hit Son Gohan in the chest and kicked him out. Son Gohan, who was caught off guard, put his hands on the ground to stabilize his body. The clothes on the chest were torn apart by Lavanda's blow, and the internal organs were also hit to some extent. Wiping off the blood stains from the corners of his mouth, Son Gohan stood up again and stabilized himself. I didn't expect you to have a little bit of skill. I admit that I underestimated you, but this game is over now. I don't want to continue to play with you, Jia ha 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 ha. Ridiculously teasing Son Gohan, Lavanda is ready to use his housekeeping skills. Poison gas. I saw Lavanda brewing the poisonous gas in his body, spewing a cloud of turbid gas from his mouth, attached to his hands. This poisonous gas, as long as ordinary people touch it, it will be corroded in an instant, and even bones and dregs will not be left. Among the three brothers, he may not have the overwhelming fighting power and ability of the boss Bergamo, nor the excellent leg skills of the Red Wolf Basil. But his poisonous gas is the most inexorable poison in the universe. This poisonous gas, according to the level, even the powerhouse of Guy level, even if it is stained with a little, will not feel good. Son Gohan's pupils shrank suddenly after noticing that Lavanda's poisonous gas had corroded a corner of the ring. This poisonous gas, even a little bit, will make him seriously injured. Hey. I seem to see the emotion of fear in your eyes. Are you afraid? Since you are afraid, hurry up and admit defeat, so that you can suffer less skin and flesh. You know, my poison gas is one of the best killers in the 9th universe. Be careful that it will corrode and not even bones will be left. Jia ha 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 ha. Lavanda showed a treacherous smile, and his abusive eyes locked on Son Gohan, said arrogantly. Don't underestimate me too much. Provoked, Son Gohan didn't intend to hide and tuck. Although, he can't become the strongest state he once was. But becoming Super Saiyan can still be done. Ha! In a roar, Son Gohan mobilized the Chaos Eye energy pool that had been dormant for a long time in his body, and the golden arrogance continued to expand with his shouting, but in an instant, he was incarnate into the state of the first rank of Super Saiyan. For Son Gohan's change, Lavanda was surprised. After all, it was the first time to see Super Saiyan state. For the 6th universe and the 7th universe, they have long been surprised. However, for the 6th universe's Birgit, Son Gohan's performance made him extremely disappointed. It's just the full power of the ordinary Super Saiyan First Order, not even the Second Order Super Saiyan, can't even display the power of the Second Order. Waste. Disdain for Son Gohan, Birgit. As a soldier of a fighting nation, his body is so fragile. Even the energy of the second stage of Super Saiyan can't be carried, and the limit can only become the first stage of Super Saiyan. Really fighting, it is estimated that this kid can't even beat Gabe. Super Saiyan First Order full power. In the face of Son Gohan, who has greatly increased in strength, Lavanda was not afraid, but began to get excited. Interesting, so interesting. I hope you didn't just change a color. Let me see how you are different from before. With a sneer, Lavanda took the initiative again. His speed remains the same. But Son Gohan has ushered in a qualitative change after transforming into the first level of Super Saiyan. In the face of Lavanda's attack, he can handle it with ease, but unfortunately, even if Lavanda reveals a lot of flaws, Son Gohan can't catch it. He has not practiced for many years, and his fighting instinct has become dull to the bottom line. Even if his transformation has strengthened his strength, and the battle has allowed him to master some skills, it is still far away. He was still pressed and beaten by Lavanda. What's wrong, Saiyan of the 7th universe? Is your fighting power only at this level? I wasted all my expectations of you. With a roar, Lavanda's speed increased, and the poisonous gas on his palm became even more intense. Full-bodied. Seizing the opportunity, he broke Son Gohan's defense, tying Son Gohan's body with his hands and legs. Oops, the body was locked, and Son Gohan had an ominous premonition in his heart. Under Son Gohan's unpleasant and panicked eyes, a deep poisonous gas that had accumulated for a long time spewed out of Lavanda's mouth. The poisonous gas, which is more ferocious than the poisonous gas on the palm, instantly corrodes Son Gohan's facial features. Ah! The severe pain made Son Gohan miserable. His eyes turned pitch black in an instant, and he couldn't see anything. The facial features were also changed beyond recognition because of this highly corrosive poisonous gas. Seeing that the attack was successful, Ravanda released Son Gohan and distanced himself from him. Don't worry, boy, my poisonous gas didn't invade your internal organs, it just ruined your face. After all, if the opponent dies in this outpost battle, I will lose. With a treacherous smile, Lavanda once again strike. His wretched figure turned into a yellow flash, teleported behind Son Gohan, and sent Son Gohan to the sky with a palm. The excruciating pain caused Son Gohan to vomit sour water. Taking advantage of the victory, he displayed a super high-speed movement to the sky where Son Gohan was about to arrive in advance. It's over, Saiyan of the 7th universe. The voice fell, and Lavanda bent his legs and slammed Son Gohan's stomach with his knees. PFF'd. The moment he was hit hard, Son Gohan spat out a mouthful of black blood, and his body fell into the ring like a cannonball. Boom! The explosion sounded, the smoke billowed, the dust flew, and Son Gohan was enveloped in the smoke and his life and death were unknown. Landing the smashed ring from the sky, Lavanda smiled and shook his head, disappointed with Son Gohan. At this moment, he started pretending. Thinking that Lao Tzu is the #1 in the world, the mere Saiyan is nothing in front of him. But what happened next made his expression of victory and joy froze. In the thick smoke, Son Gohan didn't fall down completely, he got up again with tenacious willpower. Don't presume to assert my failure. I wouldn't lose so easily. After being hit hard by Lavanda, Son Gohan didn't admit defeat. It belonged to Saiyan's belief in not admit defeat, provoked his anger. Anger is one of the sources of Saiyan's power. It is precisely because of this that he has unlocked the transformation of the second stage of Super Saiyan again, surpassing the existing limit, from the first stage of Super Saiyan to the state of the second stage of Super Saiyan. It's just that this second level of Super Saiyan is not the peak of the second level of Super Saiyan, but the initial stage of the second level of Super Saiyan. The normal 100-fold increase in combat power has raised Son Gohan's combat power value from the 800 cap limit to the 1000 cap level. Originally, he could use stronger energy, but his body has reached the limit, and if he continues to bear this skyrocketing power, I am afraid that he will break himself first without Lavanda's shot. Do you still want to do this kind of meaningless resistance? If you give up the game for treatment now, your face and eyes may still be saved. Just a reminder, the more your power explodes, the deeper my poisonous gas will penetrate. If it spreads to your brain, you must die. Lavanda reminded Son Gohan in a warning tone. So what? Even if I don't have eyes, even if I lose my face, if I lose this life, I have to win this battle. The stubborn Son Gohan wanted to reverse the situation. You stubborn fellow, since you want to die, then I will fulfill you. Lavanda stopped talking nonsense, and once again coated his fists with a stronger layer of poisonous gas. He was going to take out Son Gohan in an instant. Lavanda burst out again, clenching his right fist, and the poison gas condensed. Son Gohan seems to have noticed it too, and even if he is blind, he can still judge the trajectory of Lavanda's movements. Just like the original, without the eyes, Son Gohan becomes stronger and unaffected by foreign objects. Both sides, at the same time, threw a final punch. Boom, single quote, LB, single quote, 2 consecutive violent explosions. Son Gohan's fist hit Ravanda's abdomen, and Ravanda, who was hit hard, widened his eyes, his pupils dilated, and his mouth was filled with poison. Ravanda's poisoned fist also bombarded Son Gohan's face, causing more damage to Son Gohan. The two flew out in different directions in an instant. Ravanda, who was repelled by Son Gohan, felt humiliated. He was actually injured by a mere blind man. Moreover, this guy was also attacked by his poison gas. This is simply a great shame. In just one thought, he had the intention to kill Son Gohan. He wants this wild monkey to get off the ring. ... At this moment, all the gods have their eyes fixed on Son Gohan. There is no doubt that Son Gohan's Jedi counterattack and Son Gohan's surge in strength have all been recognized by the gods. Even if the strength is the same, it is indeed amazing enough. The viewing area of the 7th universe. Beerus other than Whis, Son Goku, Satan, Majin Buu all grabbed the heart. At this time, Son Gohan was still standing, just not willing to admit defeat. In fact, he can completely lose, and in such a state, no one will blame him. The viewing area of the 6th universe. Vados watched the showdown in the ring with great interest. Gods of Destruction. Champa folded his arms and looked abusive. Supreme Kai Foy looks worried. And Birgit, on the face under the black robe, is full of contempt. Son Gohan's performance, though, did surprise him a bit. But, it's so delicious. To be honest, he has been in this world for decades, and he has long forgotten many of the plots in the original work. But Son Gohan's performance in the Power Conference he remembers a lot, really pulling his hips. He thought that Son Gohan would not be so useless, but the more he looked at it, the more useless he felt. This kid is more tenacious than I thought. Can the situation be reversed in this situation? Champa said with a hint of surprise on his face. From the name, he knew that this kid was definitely Son Goku's Saiyan son. That's a little unrealistic, Lord Champa, Vados agreed, seeming to conclude that Son Gohan would be hard-pressed to win the match. Even though she could see the power hidden in Son Gohan's body, it was difficult to turn the situation around because she was poisoned at this moment. There is nothing wrong with her evaluation, frankly. But she ignored one point, that is the difficulty of the Son family, which can be said to be the number one in the world. And wearing the protagonist's halo, is it so easy to lose? Miracles often happen to these people. I'm afraid it's not as simple as you think, Vados. Birgit, who was silent, suddenly spoke. Birgit-san, don't you think my opinion is wrong? Vados asked in confusion after taking a moment of surprise. It was a surprise, first that Birgit called her by name, and then that Birgit thought differently from her. As Angel, she doesn't think she can be wrong, at least in the current situation, her guess should be the only ending. You must know that according to the current situation, even if Son Gohan becomes the second tier of Super Saiyan, Lavanda's strength is similar to that of Son Gohan. The strength of the two is almost the same. After a long battle, it will only be Son Gohan suffer. You don't know enough about our Saiyans. Even the Saiyans of the two universes are the same. Vados, if it's another race, I don't have any opinion on what you say. Birgit said, her eyes locked on the man in the ring. Son Gohan felt the determination of the other party to do everything. How do you say it? Could it be that your Saiyan family still has the ability to reverse this mortal situation in an instant? Champa on the side couldn't help but sarcastically said. Glancing at Champa, Birgit didn't care at all, but continued, Saiyan is called a fighting nation, this sentence is not groundless, we Saiyan can continue to grow, become stronger and improve our own strength in the battle for many years. Beyond the limit. This is even more obvious in the desperate situation. The more desperate situation we can't turn over, the more we Saiyan can grow beyond our imagination and break our own boundaries. But he has the blood of our Saiyan clan in his body, and even Saiyans from different universes have such characteristics. As soon as these words came out, Vados and Champa refreshed their understanding of Saiyan. At the same time, I am also curious about the Son Gohan who was suppressed by Lavanda in the ring. Does this Saiyan really have such ability? The seventh universe is here in the preparation area. Everyone was taken aback by Son Gohan's desperate posture. Goku-san, your son is probably fighting with the determination to die. As a father, why don't you stop it? Whis glanced at Son Goku and signaled to him that Son Gohan would take the initiative to admit defeat. Otherwise, when the poisonous gas invades the brain, it will really be dead. Even if Angel has the power to turn things around, it will be troublesome at that time. Gohan Son Goku murmured, and after thinking for a moment, a smile appeared on his face. No need, Whis, I respect Gohan's choice. Since he decided to fight with all his might, he will definitely not let us down. Son Goku is still very confident in his son. Even if you are worried, even if you are afraid, how many disasters have you encountered along the way, how can you be overwhelmed now? According to you, your son is a bit bloody. Beerus snorted coldly, but kept his eyes on Son Gohan in the ring. It doesn't matter to him that he loses this game. After all, can't really kill people. Also, Son Goku is the finale, he doesn't think Son Goku will lose. So 2-on-1, in the end, the seventh universe wins. On the ring, Son Gohan, who lost his eyes, locked Lavanda's position with his breath, and fought back and forth with the opponent. In the state of desperate fighting, Son Gohan was obviously better than Lavanda, who was actually suppressed by him. Impossible, You've lost your eyes. And you've been poisoned by me. How can you still lock my position? How did you do it? Lavanda roared in panic. He didn't want to. He just lost the game. He has the advantage, and it would be too embarrassing to lose like this. I just did what I was supposed to do. That's all. Son Gohan once again surpassed his limit as he shouted at all costs. In the early stage of Super Saiyan Tier 2, the combat power increased by 100 times, and the combat power increased by 150 times when it reached the peak of Super Saiyan Tier 2. His power has officially entered the node of 1500 Beijing. The gap in combat power widened, and Lavanda was caught off guard by Son Gohan's heavy punch in the face. He lost control and shot out like a cannonball. Son Gohan's punch hit the key at the crucial moment, knocking him out completely. Bergamo, second child. Lavanda, second brother. The life-threatening battle ended in Son Gohan's disastrous victory. On the ring, forcing beyond the limit, Son Gohan received a huge backlash. His head was completely dyed purple. Super Saiyan's second order state disappeared, returned to normal, his body fell forward uncontrollably, and fell into a coma. Even if you win, it's a miserable victory. Lavanda paid a dear price for his arrogance and arrogance. Son Gohan, who fought so hard and gave everything to win, got what he deserved. The match between Son Gohan and Ravanda is over. Son Gohan won the second match. It can be said that, according to the comparison, the 7th universe has defeated the 9th universe. However, from the beginning, this was not a battle that was won by the number of victories, so the last battle was still to be played, especially for the future Xeno, which was far from being deeply attracted. By the time the game ends and the next game starts, Son Goku took the initiative to take him from the ring back to the 7th universe's viewing area, and then rescued him with the power of Whis. It has to be said that the father is extremely satisfied with his son's performance. At least, Son Gohan didn't lose face at home. With time delay. Another half a minute passed. The ring was also repaired and strengthened again by the Grand Priest with that miraculous power. The third game will kick off. For all the gods and angels of the universe, this is also the most crucial battle. The 7th universe's Son Goku versus the 9th universe's Black Wolf Bergamo. Just like the plot in the original book, Bergamo used his sharp and vicious mouth to speak nonsense as soon as he came up, as if he wanted to take back what the two younger brothers lost. He will also provoke Son Goku, who is in this all-universe power conference, and describe him as a person who harms the universe and as an unforgivable existence. It can be said that the 7th universe was completely pushed to the opposite of all other universes at one time. Formed the 7th universe as the source of evil. Without the 7th universe, no other universe would face such a desperate situation. Obviously, the effect is sufficient. At least a few universes were incited, but for some universes, how could they be easily motivated? And with Son Goku, none of that matters. Anyway, he just wants to fight against the strong, he doesn't care what the price is. As long as you win in the end, you can restore everything with Super Shenron. What Son Goku didn't know was that because of his attitude, the gods were angry and Bergamo was secretly delighted. It's a complete hit. Bergamo also became the first hero of many gods to stand up to the evil Son Goku. He knew that as long as he defeated Son Goku, the outcome of this martial arts tournament might turn a little bit. As the boss of the dangerous trio, Smashing Gong Bergamo, he is very confident in his own strength. Even the man in front of him has a formidable combat power that is not inferior to him. But he's not as simple as it seems. As the most dangerous and strongest existence in the trio, his surface combat power has reached an astonishing nearly 100 Gai, a proper 7th-dimensional combat power. Of course, what he didn't know was that he was more than 10 times 100 times worse than Son Goku. Fierce battle, imminent. Perhaps because Bergamo's words stimulated Son Goku instinctively wanted to beat the opponent down quickly, so he came to deter the gods and prove himself. The normal 1000 Gai level combat power broke out in an all-round way. For a time, Bergamo was beaten and retreated, but he was not defeated. On the contrary, he continued to absorb energy from Son Goku's attack to improve himself, and the combat power soared from nearly 100 to nearly 1000, and it was still rising. This ability to absorb energy to enhance himself is not bad, but unfortunately, his body strength is not enough after all, and he cannot absorb the ultimate combat power that he can withstand. Can you absorb energy? It's not bad, but I want to see how much you can absorb. Son Goku's mouth twitched, and he decisively took out his normal full power of 3000 Gai. And mobilized the energy pool of the second stage of Super Saiyan. Boom! An aura that was more than 100 times more violent than before erupted in an instant. Blonde hair and blue eyes, lightning around the body, this is the second order peak of Super Saiyan. A 150-fold increase in normal combat power, raising Son Goku's combat power limit to a unit of 45Z. Beyond the 7th dimension, a proper 8th dimensional powerhouse. When the second level of Super Saiyan showed, the Black Wolf Bergamo obviously felt powerless. The energy accumulated in the body is too much, which has made him a little overloaded. Come on, give you more energy. Seeing that Bergamo was about to reach his limit, Son Goku in midair showed a look of disdain. He was stimulated by Bergamo's provocative words. Although I really want to have a good fight and fight slowly, I am only fighting against evenly matched powerhouses and stronger beings. A mere Bergamo still can't get into his eyes. Although this ability to absorb energy is good, it still disappoints him. Let me see where your limit is, how about I give you more energy? Ha! With a hysterical cry, Son Goku decisively mobilized the energy pool of divine power within his body. Drink! An angry shout resounded throughout the audience. The energy pool of Super Saiyan Blue was completely volatilized, and the dazzling blue light flickered like the radiance of the gods, making all the gods energized and showing shock. All the gods of destruction except Angel were unbelievable at the terrifying divine power that Son Goku unleashed. It is just a mere mortal, who is regarded as an ant-like existence by them, but has cultivated the power of God to such a consummate level. Super Saiyan Blue color. The light blooms, Son Goku's hair turns blue, and his Kai rises to an unbelievable level. This form has not been tempered to the extreme by him. Even if it reaches full power, it is still a little worse. In the 6th universe viewing area, Burget's eyes fell on the super blue Son Goku, and he said bluntly. The opponent's combat strength value, in his eyes, is only 2500Z. A mere 2500Z. What is it? The limit increase of the Super Saiyan Blue color can increase the normal combat effectiveness by 10,000 times. But Son Goku has only now mastered the Super Saiyan Blue color that increases his combat power by 8,000 to 9,000 times. Compared with him, it's too far behind. In the simplest terms, the normal Burget could ravage him at will. However, when dealing with Bergamo, the moment Super Saiyan Blue appeared, there was basically no suspense. Incarnated as Son Goku in Super Saiyan Blue color, his hands clasped together to form a sunflower state, blue energy condensed in his palms, and he was crazily compressed by his powerful external force. The ancestral Kamehameha wave energy is condensed to the extreme. In just a blink of an eye, a terrifying dark blue light was released from Son Goku's palm, engulfing Bergamo's body with overwhelming power. Such a vast energy is far from the level that Bergamo can swallow, but in a blink of an eye, Bergamo's huge body was severely damaged in the energy sea and returned to its original size. He also fell off the ring and declared defeat. The battle ended again with Son Goku's overwhelming power. Destroying Bergamo, Son Goku is released from the Super Saiyan Blue state and returns to his normal state. After winning Bergamo, 9th Universe officially declared defeat. The original preview conference also achieved good results. At least it has met the expectations of Xeno in the future, and is more fascinated by the power assembly. At this point, the farce should be over. However, Son Goku, who won the competition, was not satisfied. It should be said that the player of the 9th universe is too weak to even let him fight with all his strength. And now, because of Bergamo, the rest of the universe sees him as a thorn in the side and an enemy to defeat at all costs. He also wanted to express his thoughts and his dignity. At least, the power conference is not such an opponent again, otherwise it would be too boring. For him, the stronger the fighter and the stronger the opponent, the stronger he can become after the battle. No matter how many enemies are erected, he can accept it. He has expressed his lofty ambitions. No matter what other universes think about him, if he has the ability, he will come down and defeat him. As soon as these words came out, all the gods of destruction were stunned, and the next second was boundless anger. To put it simply, a mere mortal only has mastered the power of God, so arrogant. On the 11th universe side, the Justice Warrior Toppo in black robe finally couldn't sit still. As in the original, Son Goku is, in his opinion, the most evil person. Completely opposite to him. Lord Vermut, please forgive my rudeness. Unable to bear, Toppo jumped off the ring in one breath. His actions also attracted the attention of the two Xeno and the dissatisfaction of the Grand Priest. You know, this kind of unauthorized behavior has already broken the rules he set. Taking off his cape, Toppo also revealed his true face. Please forgive my presumptuous actions, Lord Grand Priest, Lord Xeno, I want to talk to Son Goku. Toppo lowered his arrogant head respectfully, and knelt down on one knee to the supreme god above. An unexpected look appeared on Grand Priest's face. The next second he turned his head to look at Xeno, and after getting Xeno's permission, he said to Toppo, since Xeno-sama has no opinion, what do you have? Just say it anyway. With permission, Toppo no longer suppressed his anger. A terrifying crimson flame ignited from all over his body, and the vast coercion spread in all directions like a violent storm, directly pressing Son Goku away. Facing the shock of Toppo's terrifying breath, Son Goku had a surprised expression on his face, but soon, the surprise turned into excitement. At first, he didn't pay too much attention to the existence of Toppo, but when the opponent stepped onto the ring and showed this terrifying momentum, he saw it. This guy, different from the previous three, is so powerful that it is outrageous. Sure enough, other universes really have stronger existences. Finally a decent opponent, I'm starting to get excited. Son Goku clenched his fists and muttered to himself. Son Goku, you rude maniac to the gods, don't you understand what you've done yet? It's just because you let the other universes fall into this crisis, which caused everyone to come and fight with you. This meaningless power meeting. As a warrior representing justice in the 11th universe, today I will fight you on behalf of justice. As long as you lose, the universe of the defeated side may not be wiped by Xeno-sama. Except, I have to stop this crisis from happening. Toppo, with his flamboyant acting skills and incomparable attitude of Chun-Ji, identified Son Goku as a sinner and wanted to put him on trial. To be honest, narcissism is overdone. This guy, Toppo, completely regards himself as the savior of the world. Such performance has been recognized by many universe gods, but some universe gods don't take it seriously. In the eyes of some gods, this is just another self-righteous guy. Do you really think that defeating Son Goku will save all universe from this impending quagmire? This power meeting was originally Xeno's decision and will, and it was also caused by Grand Priest's side effects. In the viewing area of the 6th universe, Birgit couldn't help but thought to herself, it's the same as the original, hypocritical words, hypocritical appearances, these disguises are just to satisfy your own vanity. I really didn't expect that the people of the 11th universe couldn't help but take action so quickly. This preview conference is really getting more and more interesting. If the warriors of the 11th universe are also defeated, see Vermut. How stinky the guy will be in the future. Champa held the mentality of watching a good show. The next second he thought of something, and said slightly sinisterly, speaking of which, do you want to shoot? If you shoot, you should be able to defeat Son Goku easily, right? As long as he loses, maybe this time the All-Universe Power Conference, Xeno-sama will cancel the rule that the lost universe will disappear this time. With a bit of luck, Champa wanted Birgit to beat Son Goku. Not only will this disaster be avoided, but he will also be able to make a name for himself and impress the gods of destruction of other universes. Although the idea is good, Lord Champa, Lord Xeno's will is not something we can control. And the overall situation has been decided, and rash actions seem to only make the situation more uncontrollable, and oh, Lord Champa, now it's best to just watch the game. This Toppo has already made Grand Priest angry. Vados couldn't help teasing. This is to make Champa understand, don't have such unrealistic dreams. Birgit, who was on the side, obviously didn't take it seriously, it's up to me whether I can shoot or not. The opponent only has such a degree, and I don't want to get involved in this game of God that started in advance. Besides, I don't want other universes to be involved. Treat me as your worst enemy. Birgit didn't give Champa a good face, and a set of words left Champa speechless. It seems that Birgit-san understands that if you don't play, you can keep the biggest hole card. Vados laughed. What about Champa? It was an angry face and a thick neck, and for a while I didn't know how to answer. He suddenly found that he seemed really stupid. He didn't think of anything. Compared to Birgit, it's even more incomparable. After hearing Topo's remarks, Zeno gave their answer. Hyundai Zeno. It's a good proposal, so let's do as Topo-san said. Future Zeno. As long as it can beat Goku. Hyundai Zeno. As long as it can beat Goku. Future Zeno. Then the defeated universe at the Power Rally will be spared the annihilation. Hyundai Zeno. Then, the battle can now begin. ... The scene of the two Zenos singing together is particularly shocking. Of course, for knowing the existence of Zeno's identity. If you don't know, it's just funny. Since Zeno-sama has already decided, then, as long as you, Topo-san, or other people take action, and defeat Goku-san in this outpost battle, then the universe that was defeated in the Power Conference will not be erased. On the contrary, if no one can defeat Goku-san, the rules remain the same. The Grand Priest got Zeno's order and only pronounced the sentence. As soon as this remark came out, all gods of destruction and Supreme Kai were shocked. The angels all showed sideways expressions. At this moment, for other universe gods, they even regret it. Why not bring one or two of their universe's top-notch beings like Vermut and Champa? As long as Son Goku can be beaten, the ridiculous rules of the game will be cancelled. Even Topo himself did not expect that his justice would be recognized by Zeno. Now, the opportunity is right in front of him, and he absolutely cannot let it go. This is also a chance to prove yourself. Son Goku, did you hear that? Zeno-sama agreed with my proposal. This time, I will do everything I can to defeat you and rewrite the rules of this martial arts conference. This is a just punishment, and you cannot escape. The high-spirited Topo burst into a terrifying atmosphere. Escape? I never thought of running away. To be honest, I'm too excited to meet a master like you on this occasion. Son Goku, who grinned and fought with high spirits, decisively mobilized the energy pool in his body. The golden arrogance expanded again, directly crossing the full power of the first stage of Super Saiyan to reach the peak of the second stage of Super Saiyan. The combat power of the whole body has been raised to 45Z. This is, after all, an incurable problem. He clearly knew that Topo's combat power was very strong, not even inferior to Super Saiyan God, but he had to take out the second-tier transformation of Super Saiyan first to fight. Here it is. The breath of the two sides launched a fierce collision. The situation became tense, the situation became dangerous. All the gods clenched their fists and focused. Also hope Topo can win this battle. As long as Topo can overwhelm Son Goku with an overwhelming force, then they can get Zeno-sama to rewrite the rules. The breaths of the two sides confronted each other. Son Goku's combat power continued to rise, which completely surpassed Fan Dao in the original work. Before he knew it, Son Goku completed the transformation of the third level of Super Saiyan. The combat power is as high as an astonishing 180Z. On the other hand, Topo had already erupted with the power of hundreds of Zigi units. Enlightenment. Son Goku, I will defeat you in the name of justice. With a roar, Topo's huge body suddenly rioted. Good day. Super 3 Son Goku has been waiting for this moment. He was also bursting with momentum, rushing towards Topo. The two sides launched the first round of competition. The momentum and impact brought by this battle were far greater and terrifying than before. Son Goku's pace continued to pick up, and Topo was faster than him. Both of them shuttled through space at a very terrifying speed, and they fought dozens of moves in just 1 second. In the end, Topo suddenly exerted his strength, and once again increased his combat power, directly reaching Kionzi's unit. So fast. The sudden explosion of Topo caught Son Goku by surprise. He still wanted to resist, but Topo didn't give him a chance to breathe. In the third rank of Super Saiyan, he was completely suppressed by Topo, and one hand was also abolished. At this point, it is the same as the original, even if he took out the third level of Super Saiyan. Boom! With a bang, and Topo's punch cuts through the space and hits Son Goku's right arm. A terrifying force erupted, and the terrifying impact sent Son Goku back several dozen meters away. A layer of white smoke appeared on the right arm. The blow wounded him. Before he could take into account the pain, Son Goku forcibly replaced his dislocated left arm. Ha! Topo, who was chasing after the victory, mobilized a stronger layer of energy in his body. The vast coercion spreads like an overwhelming force. At this moment, Toppo's combat power has skyrocketed, reaching an astonishing 2000 Z. He wanted to beat Son Goku to the ground in one go. Feeling this deadly violent aura, Son Goku's pupils shrank suddenly, and he sensed killing intent from Toppo's body. Still, it's too big. Super Saiyan Tier 3 is powerful, but it is far from Toppo's opponent. Before it was changed, his Super 3 could kill Bergamo directly. But in front of Toppo, Chaosen was as weak as a child. This time, he has met a master. If he doesn't show his true skills, he really can't win. Don't underestimate me. Toppo. Son Goku, who no longer supported him, decisively mobilized the power of God in his body. But this time the color of the power of God is not blue, but red. His transformation is not the Super Saiyan blue color, but the more stable Super Saiyan God red hair. The red-haired Super Saiyan may not be as powerful as the blue-haired Super Saiyan, but the battery life is definitely much higher than that of Super Saiyan Blue. The 5,000-fold increase in combat power of the normal limit raises Son Goku's combat power value to a higher level than Toppo. 1500 Z. When the fire of the aura is contained within Son Goku, his form is revealed. Crimson hair, thinner body, steady but scorching divine power. Come on Toppo. This time I'm not the same as before. Son Goku, the Super Sai God, strikes again. His speed, strength, and battle instinct have all been greatly improved because of this transformation. The fierce battle between the two sides started again. The battle was extremely fierce, but even so, Son Goku couldn't get a bargain in Toppo's hands. It's just that the state of Super Saiyan is not enough to suppress Toppo, and it is even suppressed in reverse. This is also inevitable. After all, in terms of pure combat power, there is still a difference of hundreds of Z. Boom. The two sides punched each other, and the invisible shock wave spread in all directions, shaking the ring underfoot into a huge pit. Two fiery red lights flickered in the space, and Son Goku and Toppo were fighting at supersonic speed. The quality of this battle was much higher than before, and the two Xeno who were watching the battle were full of praise, with even more anticipation in their eyes. Only their level of competition can barely meet Xeno's requirements. See also Xeno's horror. To put it bluntly, the two Xenos are just having fun. In the space, as the battle continued, the sound of impact and sonic boom continued to sound, spreading all over the place. The two Xeno are eager to see the battle between the powerful, and this mood is affected. The two red lights continued to accelerate, and the fierce battle between Toppo and Son Goku reached a fever pitch. Boom, 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 boom. The undulating sound of explosions lingered by the ears of every existence. It's just that this space is unusually lively. As the battle continued, the attention of all the gods was drawn. Except for the gods of destruction of the seventh universe, the other gods of destruction hope that Toppo will win. As long as this game is won, the cruel rules of the power conference will not count. For Supreme Kai, the terrifying combat power displayed by Son Goku and Toppo is more than they dared to imagine, because it has completely reached a level that they cannot understand. There is no doubt that this is the realm of gods of destruction. Although compared with the decent gods of destruction, the strength is very far behind, but at this level, it is the realm of alternate gods of destruction. And, this is not the full strength of the two of them. The 12 angels, as well as Xeno's bodyguard and the two Xeno, nodded slightly in agreement with the match. Although in their eyes, a battle of this level is like two ants fighting each other, but watching this kind of duel once or twice occasionally gives people a completely different feeling. After all, they haven't seen a high-quality duel between mortals since the previous martial arts conference between the 6th universe and the 7th universe. As the battle heats up, both Toppo and Son Goku show their true skills. Toppo, with all his strength, the combat power is approaching the power of 3000 Z. At this level, it is already quite terrifying. Not to be outdone, Son Goku took out the Super Saiyan blue color transformation. Sacred blue rays of light spewed toward the four directions, and when this vast divine power was released, the sacred and inviolable voice of God seemed to echo in this empty competition arena. Super Saiyan blue color. The increase of nearly 9,000 times the normal level has raised Son Goku's combat power to the same level as Toppo. The hot war between the two sides unfolded once again, and the intensity was far more intense than before. Justice! Flash! With an angry shout, Toppo's 5 fingers flashed red light, and the crimson energy bombs attacked the Super Blue Sun Goku in a trend that was too dense to dodge. At this moment, the Super Blue Sun Goku also responded very effectively to this overwhelming flash of justice. He forcibly destroyed the flash of justice with the power of God, and displayed instant transmission ghostly in front of Toppo's eyes. In the eyes of confidence, a devastating punch was thrown. Boom! A muffled sound. Toppo's face took the blow hard. Toppo, who was knocked back, adjusted his state and turned to perform a super fast move to come behind Son Goku, and slammed down with a hammer of justice. Just as the hammer of justice was about to hit, he was cleverly dodged by Son Goku. Nani? With such a fast speed, Toppo was shocked. Toppo, yo, I'm here. Son Goku's voice rang in Toppo's ear. The next second, a whip leg landed on Toppo's face. The terrifying force deformed Toppo's facial features, lost control of his body, and rubbed the ring to slide dozens of meters away. Such an overwhelming trend makes all the gods understand that Son Goku in Super Saiyan Blue is far stronger than Toppo of the Proud Team. Son Goku! An angry Toppo roared up to the sky, and an even more terrifying crimson aura burst out from his body. Feeling the strong breath of Toppo, which is not reduced but increased, an excited smile appeared on Son Goku's face. Saiyan, is this kind of existence that is strong when it is strong. Toppo's flames inspired his will to fight. Toppo, your strength is not bad, let's see, I'm Super Saiyan Blue with all my strength. Ha! Son Goku also hid the last one with a roar. A fraction of the power, full power in Super Saiyan Blue. Divine radiance shone on the ring, reflected on the faces of every gods of destruction. The blue chi and the crimson chi reflect each other, dividing the battlefield, forming a sharp and simple contrast. This scene made Birgit understand that Son Goku had already practiced Super Saiyan Blue to full power. It's just that he has been hiding and never showed his true skills. It's an outpost after all, and the more you hide, the better. Otherwise, if the strength of the show is too exaggerated, it will be regarded as a thorn in the side of the existence of other universes, and a thorn in the flesh. Of course, now that there is a strong enough opponent, Son Goku is no longer reserved. Taking out the full power Son Goku in true Super Saiyan Blue color, the combat power has ushered in a dramatic improvement. His divine aura was stronger than before, and his combat power was completely stabilized at 3000 Z, or even above. Ha! Take the move, Son Goku. Toppo was furious, clasping his hands together, and a huge crimson air bullet condensed in his palms. The power increased sharply, and the fire radiated everywhere. Even the entire space was slightly distorted by this sky-defying powerful energy. It's a scorching hot breath, and since that's the case, then I'll come up with a trick to deal with you. Toppo, you're really strong. Feeling the extraordinary nirvana that Toppo condensed, Son Goku posed for the ancestral Kamehameha wave release. The azure energy gathered in the palm of his hand and was continuously compressed and condensed by him. At the same time, Son Goku also released his energy with all his strength. In this breath, he vaguely touched the unit realm of 4000 Z. Feeling the power of Son Goku, a thunderous roar resounded in everyone's mind. Son Goku, you will pay for your arrogance and I will do everything in my power. Defeat you here. Take it, Justice Flash. In Toppo's palm, an extremely compressed energy bullet with terrifying power shot out in an instant. The speed of the energy bomb is beyond imagination, breaking through the speed of sound in 0.1 seconds. This terrifying energy attack was only half a meter away from Son Goku's position, and it was impossible to avoid it. However, Son Goku's next move surprised everyone. In the blink of an eye, he disappeared, leaving Toppo's trick to no avail. Impossible, where did he go? Toppo was surprised, and the next second, Son Goku appeared in front of him. Toppo. Dangerous signals came from the cells of his body. Toppo's pupils shrank sharply, and his hands were subconsciously protected in front of him. At this moment, Son Goku's energy is also brewing to the limit. Super Turtle Pi Qigong Wave. A cry resembling a long dragon sounded, and a terrifying blue energy shot out from Son Goku's palm, completely engulfing Toppo's body. He used instant transmission with Kamehameha waves to achieve unexpected results. This trick, 10 years ago, he used to sell, but almost killed Cell in an instant. It's just a pity that the Cell of that year had Piccolo's cells and escaped the disaster. The scene of Toppo being swallowed by energy caused the gods to sigh. However, the most unwilling to accept is the 11th universe's gods of destruction Vermut. After all, he knows Toppo's strength, and Toppo is his backup. Impossible. It's impossible for Toppo to lose to that guy. How could this kind of thing happen? The clown gods of destruction Vermut was almost mad at this moment, and the killing intent towards Son Goku was deeper in his eyes. Lord Vermut, it seems that it is too early to draw conclusions. Toppo has not lost yet, Angel Makarita reminded. Of course I know that Toppo can't lose so easily, but the power of that move is indeed terrifying. At such a close distance, Toppo can't dodge this power. Vermut grinned and said solemnly. 7th Universe's viewing area is here. Beerus and Whis were satisfied with Son Goku's extraordinary performance. Instant transmission plus Kamehameha wave. This trick is really nostalgic. I haven't seen it for many years. It was this trick back then. It almost killed the complete Cell. The familiar trick evoked Son Gohan's memory back then. Goku kid, you haven't embarrassed me, Well done. A smug smile appeared on Beerus' face. Embarrass the Joker gods of destruction Vermut, he's a happy bunch. His words made Whis laugh and joked. I remember it well just now, Beerus-sama seems to want Goku-san to lose the game. If Toppo-san wins this game, the universe that lost the power tournament will be wiped out. This rule can be changed. HMPH. I'd rather stand to be cleared by Zeno-sama than to lose the game and change the rules. Goku, you must not lose, but then again, the move just now is really powerful, whether it's the angle or the speed. The power is impeccable, in my words. I am afraid I will suffer a big loss if I am not prepared. Beerus muttered to himself. On the ring, thick smoke billows, and Toppo's figure has not appeared for a long time. Son Goku, who performed his nirvana, took a deep breath and stared at the center of the thick smoke. He knew that Toppo couldn't be defeated so easily, and he stopped. It's just that, after being hit by this move, it is unknown how strong the combat power will be. The smoke slowly dissipated, and Toppo's bruised body appeared. At this moment, Toppo's clothes were completely torn, and his body was covered with large and small wounds. Anger filled his heart. Sun, Wu, Kong, shouted word by word. Toppo's aura suddenly became grand, and compared to before, it not only did not decline, but even had an upward trend. This mutation made Son Goku even more excited. I knew you couldn't lose so easily. I haven't met an opponent of your level for a long time. I can feel the blood in my body boiling. Since you don't want to give up, I'll let you look how much higher I am than you after surpassing the limit. His eyes narrowed, and Son Goku planned to show his ability to press the bottom of the box. Kaioken. A crimson aura enveloped his body, and his breath instantly overwhelmed Toppo's head. Toppo, who has been carried away by his anger, doesn't care so much. He is going to defeat Son Goku. There is only this obsession in my mind right now. Both sides still wanted to fight again, and the intensity of the breath was getting higher and higher, but at this moment, the Grand Priest suddenly declared the game over. That's it, the players on both sides should step down. Grand Priest's words brought the angry Toppo back to his senses, and also let Son Goku, who wanted to fight again, dissipate his breath. This time, he did not complain, but was very satisfied. Those powerful beings in other universes. He had seen one with his own eyes. Good luck to you, Son Goku. With a cold snort, Toppo turned away grimly, no longer looking at Son Goku. This battle, even if he is unwilling to accept the result, it is undeniable that he lost the game. Son Goku is indeed stronger than him, but only in this form. If he gave up everything in exchange for that power, even if the Son Goku in front of him was 10 times stronger, he might not be his opponent. It's just that he hasn't made up his mind whether to use that power. You guys are really outrageous. I haven't met such a master for a long time. I look forward to playing against you at the power conference. Son Goku's heartless words inadvertently made Toppo once again stimulated. However, Toppo wasn't angry at the moment. Son Goku, don't think that your strength is the first in the universe. Your strength is at most a little bit stronger than me now. There is a person in my universe whose strength is far superior to mine. You better pray that you don't get caught by him when the power conference begins. Son Goku, don't think that your strength is the first in the universe. Your strength is at most a little bit stronger than me now. There is a person in my universe whose strength is far superior to mine. You'd better pray that you won't be targeted by him when the power conference starts. The grim Toppo left a warning, and jumped to the 11th universe's viewing area. His words echoed in Son Goku's mind. Of course, that doesn't make Son Goku timid, after all Son Goku wants, that's the result. In other universes, do such masters really exist? Better than Toppo. Muttering a word in his heart, Son Goku turned his eyes and landed in the preparation area of the 6th universe. The person in his eyes was neither Champa nor Vados. It's the one dressed up like Toppo. Toppo is so powerful, he has begun to value these hidden people. In particular, this presence now gave him a strong sense of unease. Although he had never seen his opponent's strength, and he didn't want to end up fighting him like Toppo, his intuition and physical instinct as a fighter told him that this man was very strong. The master of the 6th universe. It seems that what Hit told me at the beginning was not false. There is a stronger existence than him in the 6th universe. It's just that that person doesn't bother to participate in the martial arts conference between the two universes. This person is at least one dimension stronger than Toppo in the 11th universe. Son Goku clenched his fists, looking at Birgit with anticipation and awe. It doesn't seem to be very good for his situation now, but even so, he will not be afraid. If the opponent wants to fight, then he dares to fight. In the viewing area of the 6th universe, how could Birgit not sense Son Goku's attention? However, he didn't take him seriously at all. At least at this time, he, with this level of strength, is not even worthy of letting him take a look. Yahahaha, Birgit-san, all the universes seem to be looking at you now. According to the previous agreement, as long as there is a universe player who can defeat Son Goku, the universe that loses in the power competition will win. The rules that are destroyed will be broken, Vados said to Birgit involuntarily. At this moment, Birgit is in the spotlight. Because right now, only the 6th universe has a player with him. Feeling the gazes from other universes, Champa, who is the 6th universe gods of destruction at this time, looked left and right, pondered for a while, and couldn't help but said, Birgit, why don't you just shoot a little and teach me a lesson? What about this ignorant Son Goku? Although it has exposed its own universe, it is not bad that if you defeat Son Goku, you can remove the cruel rule that if you lose the game, you will be cleared of universe. In particular, he knew that Birgit had the strength to beat Son Goku. Even he won, let alone Son Goku. Birgit scoffed at Champa's request. Champa, that guy's strength is just a humble ant in my eyes, and he can be crushed to death with just a touch of his hand. How can you think that as a strong man, I would take action against this kind of thing? Cold and straightforward the words came out of Birgit's mouth. His attitude is very tough, so tough that no one can order him, and no one can command him. Such an attitude of dialogue with the gods of destruction would be extremely shocking if other gods heard it. Because no one in this world has ever spoken to the gods of destruction with such an attitude. Especially in gods of destruction, Champa, who has a bad character, will basically be destroyed if he doesn't obey orders, unless this person has a formidable combat power far exceeding gods of destruction. Of course, Birgit naturally has the strength to surpass Champa. Being rejected outright, Champa looked ugly, afraid of being ridiculed by other gods of destruction, and lowered his voice. Can't you just listen to me a little bit and take action? I didn't ask for anything else, as long as you just a little bit more. Show off your strength and let other universes know that our 6th universe is not a soft persimmon. Besides, if the rules change, won't it be good for you? Defeat Son Goku and let Xeno cancel the cleared rules. All are happy. Moreover, it can also make the existence of other universes awe them, and let them understand the strength of the 6th universe. Otherwise, why come here with Birgit? Just go through the motions. It turned out to be that Birgit would be able to grasp some information, and the power assembly would be more certain. It's different now. Looking at the angry Champa, Birgit glanced at him casually. This guy is really asking him to take action for the sake of his own face. Unfortunately, the attitude is still not correct. Otherwise, he can still think about it a little bit. Of course, this is just a random thought. After all, Son Goku didn't take the initiative to provoke him, and he didn't do anything to upset him. As an outsider, why bother? Suddenly, Birgit noticed that someone's eyes fell on her. Looking in the direction of intuition, the person who catches the eye is the supreme god of this world, the Grand Priest. The Grand Priest at this moment, with a faint smile on his face, seemed to be waiting for his answer. Even he is looking forward to himself. Grand Priest, what do you guys know? Why do you give me the feeling that you see through everything and grasp it in the palm of your hand? Do you even want me to teach Son Goku a lesson? Birgit and Grand Priest looked at each other, a wave in their hearts. You must know that for a godlike Grand Priest who has lived for an unknown number of years, it may have existed since the birth of the Dragon Ball world, and it is basically impossible for him to generate emotions. But when he gave birth to this kind of anticipation, he must be planning something. Involuntarily clenching her fists, Birgit took a deep breath. He still remembered that some things said on the internet and in the major novels in the previous life, it seems that the Grand Priest is positioned as the existence of only one person in all planes. The Grand Priest, which is equal to all the existence of parallel time and space worlds, is the same. Unlike other gods and angels, each time-space world is different. Chapter 51. No answer was given, and no indication was made. Under the current circumstances, Birgit had no intention of getting involved. At this moment, on the ring, Son Goku seemed to be thinking about something, and after thinking about it for a long time, he finally made up his mind. For his own sake, some arrogant remarks came out of it. This preview conference is now over. I don't think anyone can stand up and fight against me again. Moreover, the Grand Priest has also stopped it. Although it is not completely happy, it is a frontline battle after all. I'm not very good at expressing myself, but I still have to express my own thoughts here. Gods of all universes, I am looking forward to fighting against the powerhouses of your universe at the beginning of the power conference, regardless of no matter how strong the players are, I will defeat them one by one. It doesn't matter if everyone goes together, they will all attack me. When the words fell, Son Goku opened his arms and directly issued a gauntlet to all other universes. As soon as these words came out, all members of Gods of Destruction and Supreme Kai were shocked and couldn't believe it. Even Angel was surprised. The emotion that then emerged in the hearts of the gods was majestic anger. Son Goku, so arrogant, Gods of Destruction Quatella of the 4th universe, the boy of the 7th universe. Don't be too arrogant, do you really think you are invincible? If all the gods were not present at this moment, I would definitely destroy you arrogant madman. 11th universe's Gods of Destruction Vermut. Son Goku, don't think that if you beat Toppo by chance, the universe is invincible. In the eyes of God, you are still an ant. Gods of Destruction Liquor of the 8th universe. Interesting, I haven't seen a human who dared to provoke God for many years. The 1st universe Gods of Destruction IWNE, Son Goku. You are indeed very strong, but your declaration is too arrogant. In my universe with the 1st comprehensive level, you are just a little one among the bright stars. Ant. 2nd universe Gods of Destruction Hareth, Son Goku, The humans of the 7th universe are really ugly. 5th universe Gods of Destruction Eric. Dare to provoke all universe gods, Beerus, you really brought an incredible character. Son Goku's words aroused the condemnation and contempt of many gods of destruction, and at the same time, this human being who dared to provoke the gods was included in the list of must destroy. The atmosphere seemed to become anxious. And Son Goku, that's what he wants. All the eyes of God fell on him. The strong, the more he appears, the better. You must know that after the battle with Toppo, the blood of the fighting nation in his body is boiling, and he is far from satisfied. His eyes fell on the 6th universe's viewing area, meeting Birgit's eyes under the black robe. He was already very arrogant, and in the end, he was expecting that this existence would suddenly appear to fight him. But he knew that even if the other party listened to his arrogant words, he had no intention of taking action, and he could sense it from his breath. You should be Saiyan too, right? I've been paying attention to you since before, I know you're far stronger than Toppo, so please come down and fight with me. I'm far from the battle just now. Do your best. Son Goku took the initiative to challenge Birgit. As a fellow, he could feel the powerful energy in Birgit's body. The location of the viewing area of the 7th universe. Dad. You really? Son Gohan was speechless about his father, more worried. This sentence is tantamount to putting their entire universe in crisis. Maybe as soon as the game starts, their universe will be the first to be eliminated by the existence of other universes. His father, too arrogant, too confident in his own strength, was also blinded by arrogance and conceit. He thought that no matter what kind of powerful opponent he was, he could easily defeat it. Son Goku, you kid. Beerus gritted his teeth angrily. His heart was so angry that he wanted to grab Son Goku and slap him. This guy has completely turned the 7th universe into a thorn in the side of other universes. Also, the guy next to Champa, although he didn't care too much, intuitively told him that his strength should not be simple. Hey, Goku-san, you really? I'm afraid Goku-san will pay the price for his arrogance this time. With a helpless sigh, Whis had nothing to do with Son Goku's arrogance. Even Whis, who is Angel, said so Son Goku has really met someone who can't be provoked. That existence is definitely stronger than Toppo. Boy, I knew he would pay the price for his arrogance sooner or later. Beerus grinned angrily. There's no way around that, Beerus-sama, but the person from the 6th universe who came with Champa-sama seems to be Saiyan too, and he's from the same clan as Goku-san, Whis said. The viewing area of the 6th universe. It seems that even if you don't want to, the ants in your eyes are challenging you with their nose and face. Facing Son Goku's provocation, will you choose to ignore it? Birgit was provoked by Son Goku. Champa, the corners of his mouth twitched slightly, jokingly. Seems to see the next second Birgit will shoot. He. Son Goku of the 7th universe is really arrogant to a certain extent. He doesn't seem to understand Birgit-san's power. Vados covered his mouth and smiled, also with the attitude of watching a play. Birgit turned a blind eye to the anticipation and ridicule of Champa and Vados. Facing Son Goku's provocation, he showed a look of disdain. The brainless guy doesn't even understand the reasoning that enough is enough. Sometimes it's not necessarily a bad thing to stop in time. If you don't stop in time, you will even lose your life. What? Why don't you turn a blind eye to what I say? Is it possible that you are afraid? Son Goku said triumphantly. He comprehensively improved his breath to attack Birgit, hoping that Birgit would come down and fight him. Birgit-san of the 6th universe, if you are willing to defeat Son Goku, then the proposal of Zeno-sama to cancel the rule of erasing the defeated universe can be established. The silent Grand Priest suddenly spoke at this moment. His words caused the shock of all the gods of the universe. Grand Priest even took the initiative to give him another chance to change his fate. Just to let this Saiyan of the 6th universe take action. What's the history of this guy? Even the Grand Priest, the Supreme God, is so concerned. All the gods and angel looked sideways. It turns out that your name is Birgit. Hit said before that there is a more powerful existence in the 6th universe. He disdains to participate in the last martial arts conference and refuses Lord Champa's invitation. If I guess right, that person should be you. Come on, Birgit, since we're both Saiyans, you shouldn't refuse my challenge, right? Or, the so-called universe is the strongest, but it's just a bluff. The goal was achieved, and a playful smile appeared on Son Goku's mouth, said disdainfully. The provocative words made the atmosphere even more tense and embarrassing. If other people were provoked like this, they would definitely burst into anger and teach this ignorant kid a lesson. But Birgit didn't move, and there were no emotional waves. In terms of mind control ability, Birgit will not easily shake her heart. Son Goku of the 7th universe, your aggressive tactics are useless to me. As a fellow, I will give you a piece of advice. Are you determined to challenge me, or take back your words and let this farce end? Birgit gave Son Goku a chance. It's up to him how he chooses. I've never been afraid of the strong, and don't underestimate me too much. As a fellow clan, I'm not necessarily worse than you. Son Goku was full of confidence in his own strength. Heh, that's good. Being rejected, Birgit smiled and shook her head. In the next second, his eyes narrowed. The normal Qianzhong level combat power broke out in an all-round way. Boom! The violent hurricane spreads in all directions with devastating pressure, setting off a vast wave that can subvert all things, sweeping in all directions. As soon as these breaths came out, the expressions of all gods of destruction and Supreme Kai changed drastically except for Champa. This air, properly, belongs to the realm of gods of destruction. Although it is still too weak compared to their old gods of destruction, its powerful coercion has perfectly overshadowed the previous Super Saiyan Blue Son Goku. 7th Universe's viewing area is here. Beerus was dumbfounded when Birgit burst out with the vastness of the sky. After living for tens of billions of years, it was the first time that I felt such a strong sense of oppression. This is just chi, not the power of God. Is this really the breath of a human being? Beerus said with a horrified expression. Sure enough, this person is what Hit said before. The existence of the 6th Universe's strength is above him, and he is of the same clan as Goku-san. It's just a normal appearance that can burst out this kind of momentum. Whis muttered. He said to himself, his eyes involuntarily turned to the viewing area of the 6th Universe. At this moment his sister, Vados, had a playful smile on her face, as if looking forward to a good show. There is such a master in the 6th Universe. Goku-san is in trouble this time. Whis muttered inwardly. Son Gohan on the side was also dumbfounded by shock. This overwhelming breath, unheard of, unseen. Much more terrifying than the oppression brought by his father's Super Saiyan Blue. That guy Champa, to hide such a hand. There really exists such a strong person in the 6th Universe. His fists were clenched, and Beerus was deeply troubled by this. Next, Son Goku may be out of luck. Other universes here. All Supreme Kai's expressions changed dramatically, as if the heart was stopped by a large hand, and it became difficult to breathe. This kind of breath is a proper gods of destruction level, and is fully qualified for the position of gods of destruction. On the contrary, the gods of destruction are relatively calm. At least Birgit's burst of breath is strong, but it's still a bit far behind them. After all, the strength of the old gods of destruction is bottomless, and it will not be shaken by a mere mortal. Of course, they won't know how strong is Birgit. On the ring, Son Goku was too frightened to fight at the moment. Cold sweat wet the whole body. The heart was about to burst out, as if it was about to explode. The overwhelming air that Birgit displayed threw him 1,000 times over. The powerful aura that he had worked hard to improve before was completely dissipated at this moment, and the fighting intent in his eyes also turned into a deep fear. Can't win at all. They, fundamentally, are not a dimensional existence, not a level. With his skills, he can be regarded as a first-class master in every universe, but he has only just stepped into the field of gods of destruction. But Birgit is different, his anger has properly entered the realm of gods of destruction. Moreover, the other party is of the same clan as him. This kind of sky-defying aura can burst out without transforming. What if it transforms? Even if it is only the first-order full power of Super Saiyan, he cannot match it. Also, Son Goku doesn't believe that Birgit can't make a smarter transformation. Such a strong normal strength, how could it not be powerful to this level? Super Saiyan's transformation is an easy task for him. As Saiyan, he knew very well that this was not Birgit's full strength at all. Once the opponent transformed, the terrifying aura would increase 100-fold. Standing on the stand, seeing that Son Goku had no intention of fighting under his aura, Birgit smiled and shook her head, taking back her overwhelming aura. He stopped paying attention to Son Goku. For a little ant of this level, he didn't even have the idea to take action. Really defeating Son Goku and repealing the rule that universe will be destroyed doesn't make sense to him either. Anyway, the Super Dragon Ball will be used to summon Super Shenron in the end, and the cleared universe will be completely restored. Birgit's exit without a word made all the gods feel incredible. Obviously, as long as you suppress Son Goku, you can make all their gods get what they want. But it happens that Birgit stopped when it mattered. This is so special, it completely makes them stop thinking. They don't plan to do this at all. I was supposed to say something, but no one said anything. This matter belongs to the 6th universe. As the gods of other universes, if they make irresponsible remarks without courtesy, it will be their fault. Especially, with the Grand Priest still overhead, and Zeno too. The viewing area of the 6th universe. Just quit like this. You don't even bother to fight. It's all like this. And 2. Champa hoped that Birgit would take another shot and teach the arrogant Son Goku a real lesson. While clearing that rule, he also helped him vent his anger. But despite all the calculations, it still didn't count like Birgit. I knew Birgit-san wouldn't really make a move. At most, it's just to intimidate Son Goku and let him know how small he is. Vados chuckled, as if he had expected this step before. However, the gods of destruction of other universes think otherwise. Even if you can hold back from swearing, you can also add to the flames a little bit. Hey, Champa, did you just let the players on your side retire? Do you hope that all universes will be cleared by Zeno-sama after losing the game? The 9th universe's gods of destruction Sidra bore the brunt of the brunt, and was the first to shout at Champa on the 6th universe side. For Sidra, he felt that as gods of destruction, Champa should be able to command Birgit. He just couldn't imagine that Birgit was outside the rules. Shut up, Sidra. It's not up to you to tell me about our universe. I don't want him to do anything. Champa roared at Sidra's position angrily. What's the matter? I can't control Birgit myself. Why do you come to say that? If he orders Birgit not to move, wouldn't it be a shame to lose her home? Champa's words caused some repercussions, especially for some of the gods of destruction, who decisively believed that it was Champa's idea. This led to a heated debate. Everyone was talking about Birgit. Why didn't they beat Son Goku? Was it because they wanted to watch their universe fail and be wiped out by Zeno-sama? For their remarks, Birgit didn't care at all, and even felt inexplicably happy. These gods who are high on weekdays will quarrel with each other because of this game. Isn't this angry look bad? Usually 1 by 1 is used to being arrogant and domineering. I really think that mortals are chess pieces in their hands and can be controlled arbitrarily. The corners of his mouth undulated slightly, and the breath on Birgit's body became rich and deep. The power of God hidden in the body is about to come out. Since the gods are forcing it, then he will show them to see, so that they can shut up. At least, he doesn't take orders from anyone, not even the Grand Priest. Champa immediately sensed something was wrong. Birgit's divine power had begun to explode. His rhythm of the power of God once again attracted the attention of all gods of destruction and shocked all Supreme Kais. This vast energy shock also made all existences including Angel widen their eyes. The reason why I haven't shot, now you should understand why. Birgit's eyes were indifferent, and the crimson power of the gods burned around her body. When the power of the gods poured out, his combat power instantly entered the 10th dimension, the unit of the ditch. All the gods of destruction were stunned when such power came out. This guy is more terrifying than they thought. If Son Goku didn't take the initiative to provoke me, I would never have shot. Now I have shot, but I haven't defeated him. In the eyes of you gods, it seems to be my problem. Is it true that we mortals or really do we have to follow the route prescribed by your gods? Are we mortals, in the eyes of your gods, just randomly driven pawns? Birgit's words contained a strong deterrent force. When the voice fell, the vast power of God exploded from the body in an instant. In an instant, a divine aura that was stronger and stronger than Son Goku's unleashed swept through every corner. In an instant, the voices of the gods of destruction were silent, and all the gods of destruction looked stunned and their expressions were dull. This power has surpassed the realm of gods of destruction. This powerful force also made angels feel incredible, too terrifying, too incredible. You know, this is just mortals. Even if there are existences beyond gods of destruction in other universes, but not to this extent, right? Gods, is your farce enough? Birgit's words echoed in the ears of all the gods. The light of God's power washes over this space. This powerful and terrifying power of the gods deeply touched the heartstrings of every god. This air made all the gods of destruction aware of the danger signal. Just being angry made them alert. If they really fight, I'm afraid they will lose their lives. Above, Grand Priest squinted slightly, watching Birgit. No words, no actions, just watching. The two Xeno are looking forward more and more to the light and power of Birgit. And this time Son Goku in the ring. He was also speechless by the power of Birgit. He can be sure that this power is the same as his Super Saiyan God Blue. However, it is completely different from their Super Saiyan God Blue. This power is beyond imagination. Dump him, a few dimensions. The situation got out of control, and at one point it was irreversible. Neither the 12 gods of destruction nor the 12 angels have the right to speak. Only Zeno and Grand Priest can speak at such a time. This is the end of the matter, then stop. Even gods have no absolute power to control living beings to do anything. There is no problem with what Burgetsang said, but you guys are too lenient. At this critical juncture, Grand Priest finally spoke. As his voice fell, his overwhelming breath spread and instantly controlled the situation. To continue like this is a waste of time. In particular, the rules and matters of the power conference must be announced next, but Zeno cannot be dissatisfied with the excessive waste of time. Intimidated by the Grand Priest, whether it is God or angel, I am completely shocked at this moment. Who dares to say no? Who dares to talk back to the Grand Priest? Isn't this looking for death? The scene was completely quiet, and even a needle fell on the ground, you could hear it clearly. This has been going on for a long time. After the Grand Priest looked around at all existence, his eyes fell on Burget again. By now, the farce could indeed end. Please also ask Burget-san of the 6th universe to take back his momentum. Since you have no plans to take action, then this preview conference is over. The rules of the power conference have not changed, everything is business as usual. The decisive words fell. Grand Priest stopped talking, his eyes looked towards Zeno's position, as if asking for instructions, and also seeking the opinion of Lord Zeno. He only dealt with the current situation temporarily, even as the supreme god, but as long as Lord Zeno has no opinion, then it can be regarded as a certainty. Hyundai Zeno. Let's do it, the power contest will be more exciting. Future Zeno. It's really interesting, the power conference, let's do it quickly. After the two Zenos' words fell, the preview conference officially ended. Even if the development of things deviates slightly from the original, what should have happened still happened, and what should not have happened did not happen. As an outsider, Burget still doesn't reveal her true face with her arms folded over her chest. After all, I already knew what the outcome would be, so I didn't need to take action at all. Even if Son Goku is really defeated, the rules can be rewritten, but there will be countless rules, big and small, in their place. Even, will it be the same as Toppo's challenge to Son Goku before, is the battle over? Apparently not. But it was stopped by the Grand Priest at the most critical moment. Instead, it's better to keep business as usual and let everything in the future be within your control. This power conference is a test for the gods and human beings. Either, all destroy, or all continue to exist. Super Dragon Ball, also a test. Cruel, but realistic. With the conclusion of the preview conference, the Grand Priest also began to take this opportunity to announce the specific matters and competition rules of this power conference. An 80-man melee by the 10 strongest players in 8 universes. The rules, time, place, all have been decided. With only 48 hours remaining, the entire universe has to select 10 contestants to compete. 48 hours, as expected, it is not worse than I expected, although I forgot how long it was in the original book, but it should not be worse. Burget thought to herself. In the next second, as an invisible force enveloped him, he and gods of destruction Champa, Supreme Kaifua and Angel Vados were enveloped in a burst of white light at the same time, and disappeared without a trace. At the same time, it was not only the 6th universe that disappeared at the same time, the other universes were all teleported away under the thought of Grand Priest. It can be seen how terrifying the Grand Priest is. At this time, located within the gods of destruction in the 7th universe, an intrigue is going on. There is no doubt that because of Son Goku's arrogance and rudeness, the 7th universe is a thorn in the eyes of all universes, so Beerus can't bear it, but he can't do it. You kid, do you know what kind of existence you have provoked? It's already fine, you still insist on posting it to find trouble. It seemed that he was going to teach each other a hard lesson. Well, Beerus-sama, I don't know how things will turn out like this. But, that guy's strength is really strong. Son Goku, who came back to his senses, realized how small he was. In the eyes of others, it is just a frog at the bottom of the well, fragile and vulnerable. He also understands what it means to have a heaven outside a human being. His previous actions, to put it bluntly, were really stupid. HMPH. This time it's already like this, even if you destroy it, you can't turn it around. So, hurry up and prepare for me in 48 hours, and find other contestants for me to meet the next one. The game. you must also know how capable that person is. If you lose, you will know the consequences for yourself. The anger reached a certain level, and reason still occupied the majority. After Beerus finished speaking viciously, put his hands down and stopped blaming Son Goku. Right now, things have gotten to the point where it's about solving the problem, not amplifying it. Ah, I get it, Beerus-sama. Son Goku smiled wryly, thinking about what he should do next. 2 days, just 2 days. In the case of preparing a good candidate, you have to improve your overall strength. Otherwise, facing Saiyan Birget of the 6th universe, he has no chance of winning. Although Goku-san is really too complacent this time, but, Beerus-sama, imagine another way of thinking. If it wasn't for Goku-san's timely request for the power meeting, we might not have this chance. You can see it, Master Zeno has long had the idea of to clear the universe. If we hadn't successfully won this opportunity, we would have been quietly wiped out by Master Zeno. Whis suddenly interrupted and explained. In fact, only Angel knew about this issue. Now that it was on the table, there was no need to hide it. HMPH. That's right, but Whis, you can see that Saiyan's strength in the 6th universe is outrageous. Even if I face that guy, I have to be very careful, this kid, and what should I do to deal with it? Beerus' eyes were full of worry, his head suddenly became big, and his mood became very irritable. After all, in his opinion, there is indeed a gap between his own universe and the 6th universe. In the previous martial arts conference, I thought that my own universe was slightly better, and even if it wasn't for that hit, it would have been a complete victory. It now appears that winning was a fluke. One killer hit was enough, and now there's the terrifying Birget. In Beerus' view, even if Son Goku can become 10 times stronger, or even 100 times stronger, he may not be able to defeat his opponent. The chi that was released before, even overwhelmed some of the apparent strength of gods of destruction. That pure, extremely powerful god's power reached the point where even he had to face it squarely. Actually, it's not impossible, Lord Beerus. It seemed that something suddenly came to mind, and the corners of Son Goku's mouth rose slightly, and there was already an idea in his mind. What are your thoughts, kid? Beerus' eyes changed slightly, his ears pricked up, but he wanted to hear, at this critical moment, how else could Son Goku deal with the Birget of the 6th universe and the other universe's siege? It's not just Beerus who cares, Angel Whis also looks at Son Goku and wants to know what Son Goku is going to do. On the side, Supreme Kai Xian and Son Gohan have serious expressions, and Satan is also very concerned, but Majin Buu has a harmless expression, like a child. After being silent for a while, Son Goku said what he thought. Gohan, do you remember when the old Supreme Kai guided your potential a few years ago? At that time, after accepting the potential development, your strength became stronger. It's more than 1,000 times. If we go to the old Supreme Kai again, and let him help guide the potential in our bodies, it may not be impossible to fight the Birget of the 6th universe. Hearing Son Goku's words, Son Gohan was shocked. He didn't expect his father to think of this. Dad, you. Shocked words came to his mouth, and he didn't know what to say. Because if it is really possible, the old Supreme Kai really guides all the potential of his father's body, so maybe he can really make his father become extremely powerful. What did you say shocked me? Hey, Whis, does that old thing have such abilities? Beerus said in surprise, looking to the side of Whis. He didn't know that the old immortal who was sealed by him before had this ability. Ho 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 ho, Lord Beerus doesn't know much about the old Supreme Kai. As Goku-san said, the old Supreme Kai does have some incredible abilities, including guiding the release of others' potential. Whis laughs explained. Really, if that's the case, why don't you hurry up? Do you think we still have a lot of time left? If that old guy can really do it, 7th universe can move back to the big picture. It's time to be the first. So, I'm going now. Son Goku was about to cast instant transmission when he was stopped by Whis. Following Whis' words, it was like pouring cold water on the group. Although the potential development of the old Supreme Kai may indeed be effective, but the strength of Goku-san has reached the current level, I am afraid that even if some can be developed, it will not improve much. Whis' words are particularly shocking. There is no doubt that the translation in other words is, even if you go to the old Supreme Kai to strengthen your strength, you will not be able to beat the Birget of the 6th universe. Is that true? Oh, I'm just taking the attitude of giving it a try. I really have nowhere to go, so I can only choose to enter the spiritual time room to practice hard. Son Goku made preparations with both hands. Here, this is the case. Other universes have also launched their own actions. There is no doubt that in 48 hours, 10 contestants will be identified for the power tournament. They are all recruiting the most powerful warriors they think are feasible and at the fastest speed. They have to make further arrangements for these warriors to strengthen their strength. After all, the threat of the 7th universe and the 6th universe is too great for them. The overwhelming aura displayed by Birgit alone cannot be easily resisted by the gods of destruction. The gods of destruction of the 11th universe. Angel Makarita, gods of destruction Vermut, Supreme Kai Kai, and Topo are all discussing what to do next. With the current situation, the key to our universe's victory is still Jiren. The 6th universe's Birgit is stronger than me in strength, Topo said. As soon as the words came out, both Vermut and Kai turned pale. Margarita had a playful smile. Actually, if Topo-san can unleash the power of gods of destruction, he might not be able to defeat that Birgit, right? Supreme Kai Kai suddenly said. His words made Vermut look sideways, with a slight look of anticipation in his eyes, but it quickly sank. He knew that the results would not be too different. Gods of destruction power, the most powerful and terrifying force in the universe. Topo is the alternate gods of destruction of the 11th universe. Once he really breaks out, his strength will instantly rise to a higher dimension. But even so, Topo may not be able to win. The power of the gods that Saiyan burst out, even he felt a little bit of fear. How can the candidate easily compare the suppression? Although, I don't want to admit it. But, I'm not as good as him. The only one who can compare with him is Jiren. Topo didn't care. To know that he felt Birgit's momentum just now, the only person he thought of was Jiren. Besides Jiren, who else can compare? Too strong. The shock of facing us head-on will not dissipate easily. As soon as the words came out, it was difficult for Supreme Kai Kai to accept. Even if there is an existence beyond gods of destruction in one's own universe, if other universes also exist, I can't believe it. Before he could continue to speak, Vermut's face was gloomy. No need to say more. According to the countermeasures we prepared before, we must immediately implement them, and Topo will make up for the number of people. I think it is not bad in the proud team. How many masters, right? In this battle, we must win, not lose. The clown's expression was even more sinister and cunning. On the one hand, Supreme Kai Kai just kept his mouth shut. Gods of destruction said so, what else could he say? You know, if you lose, universe will be destroyed. Angel Margarita stood by the side, without making any sign of it. It seems that everything is under her control, and her whole body is full of mysterious aura. As Angel, she is quite satisfied with the current gods of destruction and universe, so she doesn't have much extravagance and doesn't need to make changes. But if you really lose, you still have to follow the trend. Angel, of course, is an existence outside the limit, not bound. Even if the universe is destroyed, it will not disappear, but Angel is also the most difficult to do. In addition to neutrality. 6th universe. Gods of destruction world. After some discussions, Birgit left. In fact, there is nothing to talk about with Champa and Vados. On the contrary, there are still a few words between Fua and Fua. It's not that Birgit is withdrawn, nor that Birgit is too cold and unwilling to talk to them. It's just talking about things. Since there's nothing to talk about, there are only a few things to do, so let's finish things up. Such as Champa, we'll talk about it, not doing something fundamentally, it is always just talk on paper, meaningless. For example, Fua has no decision-making power, no matter how much he says, it is bullshit. As for Vados, she is Angel, an existence outside the universe. Not subject to any restrictions. Talking to her too much is useless, and she can't take the initiative to propose or take the initiative to help, otherwise, it will be cheating. In the case of Whis from the 7th universe, it's actually cheating. It's just that Grand Priest didn't pursue it. Otherwise, it was Angel who intervened in universe, allowing the 7th universe to win. God couldn't say anything, but the other angels understood this truth. Of course, the other angels wouldn't say anything. Everyone knows it, it just depends on whether you like it or not. leaving the world of gods of destruction and directly using true instant transmission to return to the planet Sarada. Birget returned to the top of Longji Mountain for the first time. One is because this is his home, and the other is that many Saiyans are concentrated here, staying with Lien Suo for comfort. The sudden appearance of Birget also brightened the eyes of all Saiyan who were worried. It was determined immediately, Birget was fine, and Saiyan did not need to face the oppression of gods of destruction. For most Saiyans, whether or not they will be suppressed by gods of destruction, Champa is the top priority. Of course they were worried about Birget too, just different. After all, the vast majority of Saiyans in the 6th universe, like the Saiyans who served under the Frieza army in the 7th universe in the early years, are used to being at ease. Once a crisis comes, they will lose their sense of proportion and become a group of sheep, people slaughter. All Saiyans were drank, leaving only Lensa, Gabe, Caulifla, and Kaylee. Birget briefly explained the situation to them, and also told them the result of the battle with gods of destruction Champa. Of course, no bragging about it, and Birget didn't make it clear that Champa was completely beaten by him. Just tell them that Champa will never do anything to Saiyan again in the future, and he will never act recklessly like before. For this result, the 4 of them were naturally inconceivable. Especially Gabe, he knows gods of destruction Champa, of course, he didn't expect Birget to give Champa a hard beating. So, after 48 hours, is the Universal Power Conference. So soon. For Gabe, this was his greatest emotion. The power conference involved the demise of universe. 48 hours, I'm afraid it's still a delay. You must know that the 2 Xeno adults are very anxious. I can't wait to start the power competition immediately. After glancing at Gabe, Birget said. The words were terrifying, it was Xeno after all. Brother Birget will participate, right? Then Kale and I will also participate in this conference. Caulifla said first, as if she had made up her mind. This was also within Birget's expectations. Especially in the previous time, Gabe must have told everything to Caulifla and Kale. If she doesn't want to participate, then she's not Caulifla. Yes, after all, you are on the list from the beginning, but if you two participate, you must not mess around. What gods of destruction Champa and Angel Vados will do to them later arranged, Birget just stabilized their hearts first. Then, we now have 8 contestants in universe. There are 2 more, Lord Champa should have found it. Brother Birget, Gabe asked. There were originally only 3 Saiyans he recommended, one was Birget, one was Lien Suo, and one was Caulifla. Originally, Kair was no longer in the ranks, but even if he did not participate, Kair took his place. It's not gods of destruction, nor Supreme Kai, but he cares so much about this kind of thing. I have to say that Gabe is a bit too broad, and it's a bit self-righteous. It's not something he should care about, all he has to do is participate in the game. Instead of having this time here to think about this aspect, it is better to use the last time to consolidate your own strength. The 10 players have been confirmed, and you will naturally know when you participate in the competition. Gabe, Birget said nothing more. Looking at Lien Suo, seeing the concerned and worried eyes of the other party, he said, don't worry, although this battle can't be said to be 100%, at least the other universe powerhouses I have seen are nothing, including the first one. Son Goku of 7 universes. After the words fell, Lien Suo nodded. Caulifla and Kale couldn't help but speak with pride. Because Big Brother Birget said something like that, it meant that it really was. So Saiyan from the 7th universe is nothing special. On the other hand, it was difficult for Gabe to accept it for a while. At this time, he only smiled bitterly. Okay, in the last few minutes, the 3 of you should work hard to improve your strength. At least, don't be looked down upon by other universe masters. Next, I will leave the planet Sarada, there are a few players, I need to assemble it myself. The words came out, and Birget looked at Caulifla and Kyle. The combination of their powers can give birth to an extremely powerful existence. The stronger the basic strength, the stronger the existence that will eventually be born. Even Birget is looking forward to it. How strong will the 2 of them be when they combine Kefla? Caulifla, Big Brother Birget is going to call the other players. Kair, don't worry, Big Brother, Sister Caulifla and I will definitely not let you down. Gabe, wait, the last contestant, did Brother Birget recommend you? The emotions of the three people continued, especially Gabe, showing a shocking color. You must know that Birgit completely refused at first, and now not only participates in the competition but also actively invites others to participate. Leaving the planet Sarada, Birgit directly used true instant transmission and came to the Namek Ball of the 6th universe. As the first person to be invited, it is also the one that Birgit hopes to play the most. After all, compared to Piccolo in the 7th universe, among the Namek people in the 6th universe, Paradin is the most suitable Namek person. And, Paradin is only better than Piccolo. In particular, Paradin can already be transformed into a super Namek human form, and Piccolo in the original book, in the era after the Power Conference, only got the help of the android revival, and with the help of Shenron, he initially mastered that form. And in terms of strength, there are definitely two levels. On the Namek Ball, Birgit's appearance immediately attracted the attention of the Namek people. In the early years, Birgit was kind to the Namek people. Now for the Namek people, as long as he came, they would not only warmly entertain them, but also take the initiative to give the Dragon Ball to Birgit to use. It's been so many years, Birgit-san is still the same as before, nothing has changed. As the chief elder of the 6th universe Namek, he looks young, but in fact he is hundreds of years old. After the death of the old Great Elder, he ascended the position of the Great Elder with the support of Birgit. Even if his qualifications are still low, he has to say that he is the best descendant of the dragon race. Compared to me, you really haven't changed at all. I'm here this time. I'm afraid you, as Namek people, already know it. This universe is about to face the biggest disaster in history. Birgit was polite to him. A word, and then said the meaning. The Great Elder, who heard the words, nodded and said, indeed, although we don't know the specifics, we Namek people have the ability to predict the future. I can feel that our universe may be destroyed, and it's because of those supreme God. Birgit nodded. Since you have already sensed a part of it, then I will simply say it. This time, Zeno will hold a power conference for the entire universe. As a universe whose average index is not in the top 4, our universe will send 10 people. The players and the other 7 universes fight for power. In the end, only the remaining universes will not be destroyed. Simply stating the rules of the power conference, Birgit's words made the elder take a deep breath. Unexpectedly, it's because of Lord Zeno. So what is the purpose of Birgit-san's visit this time? Do you want me to send one of the strongest warriors among the Namek people? The elder was obviously very smart, and directly guessed what Birgit was going to do. Indeed, originally, my idea was to pick out 1 or 2 of the strongest among the Namek people, and then try to assimilate the power-enhancing monomers of the same clan as much as possible to represent the universe. But after thinking about it, it seems that this is not necessary. So, Birgit said halfway through, watching the elder for a long time without saying a word. So, the Great Elder asked suspiciously. So, I want to make Paradin fight. He should still be meditating in purgatory now, right? He said back then that it was not to the extent that he was forced, and he would never appear in the world again. Now, it's time let him come out. I think, after all these years of silence, his strength should become stronger. Looking at the elder, Birgit said the purpose. After listening to Birgit's words, the elder was thoughtful and did not answer immediately. Birgit was not in a hurry, waiting for his answer. After all, only with his decision can he open purgatory and enter it. Purgatory, this is a special ability of the Namek people, which can link a dead place. There, it can also be said to be a cage, a place for imprisoning evil people, and at the same time, it is also a special extra-dimensional realm created with the help of Shenron's power to punish the Namek people who have made mistakes. Paradin was addicted to murder at the time, and after being beaten up by Birgit, he took the initiative to enter it, trying to wash away his sins. After waiting for a long time, Birgit waited for the answer from the elder. I understand, this time, he really can't come out. Among the Namek people, no one is more suitable to play than him. Moreover, with Birgit you are here, I also believe it. You can control him. Great Elder, I agree. Don't worry, after that battle, Paradin is no longer the evil Paradin. He is a super Namek. Nodding, Birgit laughed. With great trust in Birgit, the elder did not ink any ink, and directly used his abilities to open the door to the purgatory space. After entering, Birgit-san, you only have 10 minutes. After all, you are not a Namek person, and you are not a person who committed a crime. Once the time passes, it will not be difficult to get out, but it will be very troublesome. After the words of the elder fell, Birgit nodded in agreement. Don't worry. With my ability, if I'm trapped inside, I'm sure to come out unharmed. Besides, I'm not what I used to be, and Peryton can handle it, so how can I be afraid? With a chuckle, Birgit entered without a word. With his entry, there was turmoil in the door of space. Obviously, it was Birgit who had a strong divine power, which conflicted with the aura in purgatory. It doesn't matter, though, as long as there isn't a big bang that distorts space, it's not a big deal. Seeing Birgit move, the elder sighed meaningfully. What should happen will always happen, Peryton. I hope you can bring peace to universe after you come out. As a super Namek. Here, Birgit starts to make a move. The 7th universe at this time. Son Goku also started to use his mind and started to think about who to invite to the power contest. After all, it was him who made his own decisions from the beginning, and the only ones who know now are Son Gohan, Majin Buu, and Satan. Satan is naturally impossible to participate, so even if Son Gohan and Majin Buu are added, it is 3 people. He first found Vegeta, and after some whimpering, he used the power of Whis to deliver Bulma's birth, so that Vegeta had no worries and was really willing to participate in this conference. Then, together with Vegeta, we discussed countermeasures. Nani, are you sure you're not kidding me? Saiyan from the 6th universe is much stronger than you. Vegeta showed a shocked expression. Under Son Goku's rhetoric, the 6th universe's Birgit has been said to be more God than God. This makes it difficult for Vegeta to understand. After all, after the martial arts conference with the 6th universe, what is the situation with Saiyan of the 6th universe, they all already know. Suddenly there is a Saiyan who is stronger than them, what's the matter? Vegeta was dubious, half believing, because Whis tacitly agreed, and half disbelieving, because he hadn't seen it with his own eyes, and Son Goku didn't really play against each other. Do you think it's necessary for me to joke with you? If that's the case, I wouldn't be so serious. And, without you, I really don't have any chance of winning this power tournament. Son Goku said Road. This serious expression is rare, and only Son Goku at this time is Son Goku. Watching Son Goku's eyes, Vegeta took a deep breath. He didn't dare to be careless, and he didn't dare to ignore it completely. Even if he is proud, he has a brain. At least it's safe to say that there is indeed a very powerful Saiyan over there. Of course, he doesn't think he will lose to the opponent Saiyan. Even if Kakarot says so, he is still confident. So, tell me your plan, since you provoked the power conference, and now our 7th universe has also become the target of public criticism, then you must have your plan. Don't tell me, you are completely brainless, provoked all the other universes. Vegeta said grimly, staring at Son Goku with his arms folded. This is his usual routine. That's it, all he wants to know is what is Son Goku going to do next. My plan is for the 2 of us to go to the Supreme Kai world to find the old Supreme Kai, and let him help us develop our potential. Then, we have to enter the spiritual time room for the last limited time. After all, even if only the last 48 hours, but 2 years as long as you reach the spiritual time house. Son Goku explained his plan carelessly. The spiritual time house is his only hope. Vegeta doesn't know, but Son Goku is very clear that if he can't go beyond the limit and improve his strength in one breath, he will lose even with Vegeta in the end. Humph, I remember that you used to hate my way of cultivation, what's wrong? Now you want to learn. Didn't you always say that if you insist on cultivation, it will only be counterproductive? Cramping, do you think there will be big consequences? Effect, Vegeta sneered and sneered. Well, isn't there any way? Whis is angel. He can't give us any guidance now, so we can only rely on ourselves. Moreover, if we don't practice to become stronger and lose, then it's true there's nothing left. Son Goku seemed serious, but actually had a sloppy feeling. As soon as these words came out, Vegeta's forehead appeared blue veins. It's not you, that guy who provokes Zeno. Without you, there would be no Universal Power Conference. Vegeta's anger exploded with a scolding. But even without me, it seems that Master Zeno intends to erase the universes with low average level. Or because of my request, this gave the 8 universes a chance to keep one. The most important thing is, if we win and get the Super Dragon Ball, then we can make a wish directly with Super Shenron and restore all the destroyed universes. Son Goku's words were not thought through at all. Although things are really that simple, he ignored too many factors and did not take into account many details. I didn't think, Bebef, that I, Vegeta, has gotten to the point where I am today, and I still have to be controlled by others. Clenching his fists, Vegeta seemed to have listened to Son Goku's words, but he didn't seem to hear it at all. Simply put, he is angry. I have experienced too many ups and downs in my life, especially now that my wife and children are all 3, and I have to face the disaster that I can't resist at this time. He only blamed his own incompetence. If he can be stronger, surpassing gods of destruction, surpassing Angel, and even surpassing Zeno, do you still need to be afraid? Naturally, this is not as simple as you think. That's it, if Goku-san and Vegeta-san make a decision, let's implement it quickly. After all, there is not much time left. In fact, if you fully absorb the knowledge I have taught you, you may not win. Not that Saiyan of the 6th universe. Whis smiled and added a sentence at this time. This also surprised Vegeta even more. Whis did not speak before, but now he speaks. It proves that Saiyan of the 6th universe is really much stronger than them. Even better than the dark people he had dealt with before. Then let's go, what are you still wasting time here for? Vegeta said through gritted teeth. For him, this is a pot from the sky, and he has to carry it. His irritable emotions could not be calmed down for a while, and Son Goku's words made him even more angry. Wait a minute, now I still need to find a few people to participate in the competition. After all, including you, me, Gohan and Majin Buu, there are only 4 people. Gohan will go to Piccolo, and I have to do it in the shortest possible time. Find Krillin, Tien Shinhan and the others in time. On Earth, they are the only ones who can help us now. Also, even if we find everyone, we still don't have enough numbers. Son Goku said with some worry. Quote opening parenthesis question mark closing parenthesis exclamation mark quote. Faced with this question, Vegeta was speechless, only gritted her teeth angrily. Well, this issue still needs to be considered. Originally there was not much time left, and to continue to procrastinate was to squeeze one's own time. I don't care what you want to do, hurry up and send me to the Supreme Kai world. After Vegeta's cruel words, Son Goku had no choice but to send him there first. After all, it takes time to develop potential, and he just can use this time to find all the contestants. Time, half an hour passed in a blink of an eye. Located on the Namek Ball in the 6th universe, the Elder Namek maintains the stability of the gates of purgatory, waiting for Birgit to come out. 10 minutes have long passed. It's almost half an hour now, and his physical strength is also reaching the limit. Come out quickly, if I don't come out, I will have no way to maintain it. The elder muttered to himself, panting from time to time. You can see how hard he is now. Just when he was about to lose his hold, there was a sudden change in the door connecting purgatory. Then, 2 figures emerged from it, standing on the ground of the Namek Ball. Birgit and Paradin came out, and the elder quickly pulled back and wanted to close the door of the dimension. However, he considered maintaining the stability of the dimensional gate, but he ignored it for too long, and this dimensional barrier gap could not be easily closed. Seeing the doubt, Birgit was about to shoot, and Paradin, who was beside him, already knew what was going on. He looked back and forgot, looked at the elder again, and raised his hand to send a special power. Let me help you. A hand in hand. The voice fell, and his power was thrown into the body of the great elder, which instantly increased his strength, and his missing physical strength was also restored. With strength and physical strength, closing the door of the dimension is an easy task. It's really incredible. I didn't expect you to have this skill. It seems that your strength has not only become stronger over the years, but you have also mastered even more remarkable abilities. Birgit smiled and said to Paradin. Hearing this, Paradin's expression didn't change, he just rolled his eyes. There are more you don't know, that is, you, the monster, can talk to me like this. Monster. If I'm a monster, aren't you? Birgit with a hippie smile is very rare. This can only be manifested in the face of the existence of self-identification. The so-called mutual attraction between the strong and the strong. You can make any jokes, even if you go too far, you won't really get angry. Although the relationship with Peryton is not very good, it was a fight at the beginning, so I know a little about each other. But that battle was enough to lay the foundation for friendship. On the side, the elder was sweating profusely. To put it bluntly, for Peryton, he has fear in his heart, and he was also influenced by that year. He was afraid that it would still be the same as before. For Peryton, it doesn't matter. He has already seen it, even if he is still feared by others, but he only needs to be himself. After years of constant reflection in purgatory and constant cultivation to improve his strength, he now has only one thought, and that is to become stronger, so powerful that no one can defeat him. Birgitte is what he wants to surpass. This time, the reason why he is willing to come out as to save universe as one, surpassing Birgitte as the second. It's about this time, we should go too. Time is running out, there are still 2 guys we need to find. Nodding to Peryton, Birgitte's words fell, and then looked at the elder. Farewell, with me, you can rest assured. Hearing Birgitte's assurance, the elder nodded shyly. Originally, there was nothing to say, but when he looked at Peryton carefully again, he still said a sentence. The past is long gone, even if you left unforgettable painful memories for your fellow clan. But, this time you are willing to fight for the universe, I believe in you, and I hope you can win the final victory. This is, confided. Birgitte didn't move, looking at Paladin beside him. After a long silence, Peryton revealed his long-lost smile. Ah. We'll win. Leaving the Namek ball, Birgitte took Peryton directly to use true instant transmission and arrived at the 6th universe. To find the Demon King, one must naturally come to the Demon Realm. And it has to be the first star of the Demon World, the highest area where Demon Lord Hill lives. Since leaving the Demon World 10 years ago, it seems that nothing has changed. It is still full of dead silence as always. Peryton spoke first. 10 years ago, Peryton came to the Demon Realm. Also, there was a battle with Demon Lord Hill. Since it is a demon world, it is naturally full of sinful and deadly atmosphere, and it is not surprising. After picking up Peryton's words casually, Birgitte stood with him in the air, directly letting go of her own perception ability. In an instant, the Demon Lord Hill, who was in the Demon Lord's palace, was locked. At this time, Demon King Hill seemed to be dealing with things, and there were a number of powerful demon generals beside her. Different from the demon world of the 7th universe that pulls the hips, the overall strength of the demon world of the 6th universe is really strong. The Demon Lord Dapra of the 7th universe is just like Cell, but Demon Lord Hill is not. Although the previous old Demon King is not worth mentioning, her strength as a Demon King is even comparable to gods of destruction. At least Birgitte fought her once, and her strength is at least the 9th dimensional level today. Are we here to lead her here, or just rush in? Peryton asked. No hurry. There's no need for us to do anything, she will come by herself. While we sensed her, she already knew we were coming. The corner of her mouth twitched slightly, and Birgitte said calmly. For the anti-tracking ability of breath, Hill is definitely the most well-deserved. It is said that they are now in the demon world, and Hill must have known. So, she doesn't need to do anything, she will take the initiative to come over. After all, either of the 2 of them had fought Hill at the beginning, not to mention that Birgitte had crushed her hard, and she was always remembered in her heart. I remember that 3 years ago, Hill came to the planet Sarada from the demon realm and asked him to drink many times. And he doesn't mind her search, even if she doesn't leave the meaning of solicitation. Hill is a genius, not only powerful, but also as a woman, can control the entire demon world, so that the power of the demon world has greatly increased in just a few years, which is enough to show his skills. I don't know how you guys could be friends with a woman like that. Glancing at Birgitte, Peryton looked odd. In his opinion, Demon Lord Hill is a very difficult character to get along with. But Birgitte can have a tacit understanding, it would be strange. You actually have such an idea, Peryton, you can only say that you are not good at communicating with people. Although Hill is a demon king, she acts decisively and does not stick to the summary. Even if she does everything, she will have a purpose, but I have to say, at least she never beat around the bush, nor did she do anything insidious and cunning. With a smile on her face, Birgitte's words made Peryton's expression stunned. If it is purely based on these points, it is indeed an object worthy of deep friendship. However, he didn't know about Hill, that is, he had a battle with him at the beginning, just to prove his strength. Just as he was about to speak, a graceful voice with a hint of charm came. I wonder who is here, it turns out to be you, Birgit, and also brought a defeated general. The voice appeared, and the next second, a beautiful figure appeared out of thin air. Who is it if it's not Hill? With long pink-white hair, wearing a black tight-fitting combat suit, and a blood-colored windbreaker behind him, that peerless face, if not dressed in domineering and blatant, pack it well, it is definitely the kind of super gentleman who looks very gentle. Beauty. Only, Hill is not this type. She has an unrestrained temperament and is not afraid of being a woman just because she is a woman. 100. It was for this reason that Birgit established a foundational friendship with her. Seeing Hill, Birgit didn't have time to speak, but Paradin on the side couldn't help it, with murderous intent in his eyes. You said that I was your defeated general. Demon King Hill, there was no point in that battle back then. To win or lose, if you hadn't used the power of the demon world to have nearly infinite energy, you wouldn't necessarily be my opponent. Paradin has his stubbornness. He was indeed defeated by Hill, but he was not willing to admit that it was a loss. At least, if he was not in the demon realm, without the support of the demon realm, he believed that Hill would never be his opponent. Are you not convinced? Although I use the power of the demon world, controlling the power of the demon world is also one of my abilities as a demon king. I can have it, and you can have it too, but unfortunately, you are only a Namek person. Even if he is awakened, the power of Namek does not exist. Hill spoke without shame and directly suppressed. I'm afraid, this is also because Paradin said something bad about her before, which happened to be heard. You, Humph, angrily glared, his aura rose. Rich energy fluctuations appeared on Paradin's body, and it seemed that he would shoot in the next second. The atmosphere was agitated. Birgit couldn't help sighing and shook her head. Let's talk less. Now there is something to do. If the power conference is over, you can fight whatever you want. With Birgit's intervention, Paradin had to endure it. Demon King Hill continued to look at Paradin with provocative eyes, and after a while, he turned to Birgit, the power assembly. So I came to my demon world, not to drink with me, nor to join me, but for this. Hearing the questioning, Birgit nodded, and at the same time opened her mouth to explain the matter of the power conference. Hill, who hated evil and was always dissatisfied with God, became resolutely angry after Birgit added a little bit of jealousy. After all, he is the king of the family anyway. How can he accept that his destiny is controlled and played at will? It turns out that, so you have to find 10 people to participate in the competition within 48 hours, and you will find me. Birgit, aren't you afraid that I will refuse directly? Our relationship, it is not that I will promise you to do anything when it is good. Demon King Hill approached as he spoke. His smiling face was full of special meaning, and even had a teasing look in his eyes. This look, Birgit saw it 3 years ago. Seduction, he is not afraid. Of course, it's up to you to participate. If you don't want to, then I will invite others. After all, I only recommend a few places, and I don't want our 6th universe to be compared. Staring at Hill, Birgit said bluntly. Hearing this, Hill's obvious expression straightened, and then he showed an expression of wanting to cry without tears. What a boring man, I promise. As long as you compete, I will also participate. Getting the answer, Birgit nodded in satisfaction. With Hill, then only Majanoza is left. Speaking of which, those high gods and angel are really abominable. Birgit, don't you just want to participate in the conference step by step to win? Hill's sudden question made Birgit stunned. Immediately, his eyes narrowed, and he said with a hint of meaning, as expected of you, you can see my mind. I naturally don't intend to be played like a chess piece by a high-level existence, so I will use the most direct method for this conference. The way to win, then, prove to those who exist that we, the mortal beings in their eyes, can also do things they can't think of. Birgit's words made Hill look sideways and also shocked Paradin. After all, it's Angel and Grand Priest, and Zeno. Even if they only heard about it, they clearly knew how terrifying it was. Gods of destruction, they can still fight against it, but the existence of a higher level can only swallow it. Especially for Hill. The screen turns. Supreme Kai World. At this moment, Supreme Kai Fua and his servants are using the ability of scouting universe to spread spiritual thoughts all over the 6th universe, looking for their universe's devil Oza. As the high-end combat power of the 6th universe, Majin Oza was once an incredible monster, bringing unimaginable destruction to the entire universe. I don't know how many galaxies have been destroyed by the hands of the devil Oza. And, in just a few short years, if it weren't for this crisis and Birgette's request, he would have to rely on the power of the devil, and he would never have focused his attention on this lunatic. In the mind, Supreme Kai Fua finally felt the existence of Majin Oza after a long time, and roughly determined the location of the other party. Finally found him, and it can be considered that my mission has been completed. When he found the location of the devil, Foy breathed a sigh of relief, which was equivalent to saying that his mission had been completed. When Fua was fortunate, there was a ripple in the space. 3 figures appeared out of thin air in the Supreme Kai world. There is no doubt that these 3 people are Birgette, Peridot, and Demon Lord Hill. The appearance of the 3 also instantly aroused the fear of Supreme Kai Fua. For his little Supreme Kai, all 3 beings are extremely oppressive. Birgette, and Paladin and Hill, did they persuade them to participate in the power contest so soon? He thought it would take a while for Birgette to come, but he didn't expect it to be so fast. All of a sudden, to the Supreme Kai world, Super Namek Man Paladin and Demon Lord Hill. The existence of these 2 monsters, the 6th universe, is precisely because of the existence of these 2 top powerhouses to maintain such a high average level. The former Peridot was an evil Namek person who did all kinds of evil and was slaughtering. After being defeated by Birgette, the evil was washed away. Although he still couldn't believe it, the evil spirit on Peridot in front of him had obviously faded a lot. It can even be said that it's no longer the evil-doing demon it used to be. Is this the Supreme Kai world? It's the first time I've been to this place, but it's a little different from what I imagined. Peridot grinned, and his playful gaze fell on Supreme Kai Fua. Are you Supreme Kai of our universe? It turns out that Supreme Kai is a bloated and fat man. God's life is too beautiful, so he doesn't even need to guarantee his posture. Peridot doesn't care about Supreme at all. Kai's identity, directly sneered. Quote exclamation mark exclamation mark. The ridiculed Supreme Kai Fua suddenly blushed and had a thick neck. Peridot's words seemed to poke his sore spot. This is normal. After all, Supreme Kai is the supreme god of the universe. He has the final say in all things, and it is the same level as gods of destruction. Demon world and Supreme Kai world, in another sense, are actually opposites. She and this Supreme Kai, the original relationship, should be sworn enemies. You two, don't go too far. Supreme Kai Fua looked angrily, like a big inflatable ball. He was stimulated. Fatty is in a hurry. Hill covered his mouth and chuckled. As soon as these words came out, Fua had a tendency to run wild. That's it, we're not here to quarrel, and Foy isn't useless, and he's not like the other gods. Enough is enough. Birgette glanced at Hill and warned. Cut, it's boring. Hill turned his head arrogantly, ignoring Fua. Back to topic. Fui, have you found out about the location of the devil? Birgette asked proactively. With Birgette as his backer, Foy was obviously emboldened and spoke a lot harder. Well, I just found his exact location, and you are here. Now the devil is in the center of the dark galaxy, a giant named on the planet of Pulin. Look at what he looks like, don't know what he is doing, you can go to him now. Well, that's good, thank you for your hard work, Foy. Got the exact location of the devil, and Birgette didn't want to stay in the Supreme Kai world. With a single thought, the true instant transmission was displayed again, and Birgette also took Peridot and Hill again and left the Supreme Kai world. The figure disappeared, and Foy began to complain. Really, Birgette should know that I don't deal with Hill, and bring her with me. But, thanks to Birgette, I don't have to be so afraid of Hill in the future. Supreme Kai Foy said to himself, talking. His divine servant dared not say a word next to him. Central zone of dark galaxies. Inside Pranksing. As the devil of the 6th universe, he has settled on this planet at this moment. In the past, he brought a huge trauma to universe, and destroyed countless planets, leaving great aftereffects on the world. Everything has changed since he met a man many years ago. The evil part has been completely removed, and he has also become a carefree being, can do whatever he wants, and will no longer be influenced by evil and do things he can't control. Today he is decorating his new home. He came to Pulin because there was a fruit on this planet that attracted him very much. Just as Demon Oza was busy, there was a sudden rhythm in the space. Sensing the ripples in the space, Majin Oza suddenly turned around and looked forward vigilantly. Until 3 figures appeared in front of him and saw one of them, he also let go of his vigilance. Looking at the devil Oza, Birgit greeted him. "Long time no see, Oza, I didn't expect to see you in a few years, you have become so local." Hearing this, Demon Oza was finally certain that this man was the one who defeated him a few years ago and purified the evil energy in his body, allowing him to regain his senses. "It's been a long time indeed. Birgit, you came to see me, what's the matter?" Demon Oza's eyes met Birgit's. Oza is very smart, unlike the Majin Buu of the 7th universe, a purebred and silly. Oza knew that Birgit wouldn't come to him for nothing, and, moreover, brought 2 people with him. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.